The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, June 24th, 2025, this program begins right now. Sports are fantastic, and obviously we're incredibly lucky that we get a chance to chat about them every single day. It's not just me, obviously. I'm surrounded by a great group of dudes. The Toxic Table's here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Love the elephant, love the memory in the brain of an elephant. Might be my favorite animal in the wild, actually.
Yeah, hell yeah. Something to think about, too. Good luck if the trunks are up in your house, if you have any elephant little statues.
Oh, you're talking about tusks up.
That's right. Tusks up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brother.
Absolutely. I love it. Great T-shirt. You used to be a T-shirt guy.
Yeah.
And then it got too cold.
No, still a T-shirt guy. Just decided, I don't feel like being uncomfortable, you know.
Nah, because the temperature in here is obviously fantastic. We are in the summer days. Shout out to the summer solstice. I believe it took place the other day.
Yeah.
Longest sunshiny day.
Longest day
of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Congrats to us.
Yeah, and it delivered.
Yes, it
You see
did.
the sun last night, man?
Oh, it's so long.
Holy hell.
Such a long day. You know what isn't long? The process to get YouTube TV. YouTube TV obviously has every sports fan in mind when they make it as easy as possible to not only watch live sports, but all the other rely on to get through your day-to-day. For right now, $59.99 for 2 months. You scan that QR code right there. Remember, Quad Box living.
That's right.
The best.
The GOAT.
Yeah,
go.
Yeah, others will do it. Others probably are already instituting it on their platforms. YouTube TV delivering us the Quad Box, and now we're at the point of being able to pick and choose what goes into the Quad Box.
Yeah.
It's quite an advancement in entertainment delivery, and them doing it first, we appreciate them. Shout out to YouTube TV.
Love YouTube TV.
Red Zone, 3 games. Got Hansen on the mic. Got everything. I mean, it was
perfect.
It's perfect for football. That's 9-year NFL vet Darius J. Butler is here. One half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys AP Tone is here. Boys, big news out of the sports world is from friend of ours, Tyrese Haliburton, confirms that he had his surgery, a successful surgery. I believe he got it done in New York. He gave a very transparent message to the world, thanking everybody for their support, acknowledging his reality. I believe he quoted Kobe Bryant whenever he was going through a similar situation, so you can see he's finding inspiration in GOATs, obviously. And then he had a Bible verse in there, and then let everybody know that this sucks. Hey, this absolutely sucks. I'm going to try to come back and be the best version of Tyrese Haliburton, and his messages were absolutely beautiful. He apologized to the Indy fans, and we'd like to let you know, as Indy fans, all of us are here, no need for an apology, brother. We appreciate you putting on for the city and risking everything for us in a massive Game 7, and what you did during that playoff run and throughout the entirety of your time here in Indiana has been represent the Pacers in a wonderful way, this city, this state, these people. So no need to apologize, but congrats on a successful surgery. Now, there is still a thought in 2025 that a surgery could not go good. You know, there has been some of those things that have happened. So I think there is some worries, natural anxieties that take place before surgeries, especially for an Achilles. Feels like everything went well, and I think that is natural expectation at this point. It's just now the recovery is forever.
Yeah, and getting that surgery as close to the injury as possible. You saw it with Tatum, and then just start that recovery process. But you talk about all the time, it's mental, it's the camp, the group you have around you. He seems to have great people around him. And obviously we all have his support and have his back. So, like you said, nothing to be sorry about. Thank you, Tyrese.
Thank you, Tyrese.
Love you, Tyrese.
Basketball world. Godspeed on recovery, brother.
Tyrese, who is laid up in a bed for a while, being forced to watch this show. Shout out. Thank you, Tyrese.
Love you, Tyrese.
Love you. All right. We got a chance to be a part of something very, very cool this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a 5-star quarterback from Folsom, California. He's Man's got 33 offers and counting, is an absolute threat, both in the air and on the ground. He's a beast with moxie. He can dance. He's got swagger. He can elude tackles. He can run by you and through you, and he can drop a dime through the sky. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe to make his official commitment to college as a stud quarterback in the NCAA. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, Ryder Lyons. How you doing, man?
Yes, sir. I'm great. How are you guys?
We're fantastic. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of this massive moment in your life. And I want to let you know, I've been watching your highlights over the last 26 hours or so. Once we heard that this was going to be possible, you're a beast. You're an absolute monster. It was fun to watch you. You have a couple wide receivers, I think, that are absolute studs as well. But the way you spin it, the way you run, and the way you lead your team, I think is a beautiful thing, and why every college in the country wants you to be their quarterback. Congrats on a great recruiting cycle. How has it all been for you as these colleges try to kind of win your services at the next level?
To be honest, I'm just so blessed. I don't know why I'm so blessed, but I'm just appreciative. But it's been incredible. It's been a long journey. I got my first scholarship in 8th grade, so we've been at this for a while.
Wait a minute, 8th grade, that's a lot of pressure. Did you feel that as, how does that even happen? So you're eighth, what age is an 8th grader? I don't even know.
13, 14.
Yeah.
13?
I think I was 14.
14 years old, you get your first offer to play quarterback at the next level. So obviously very early you were great at the sport. You have to remain humble, especially in the modern age because of how many cameras on you. You said you were blessed multiple times. Sounds like you have your head on straight, and it sounds like you are focused for the future. What does the future look like for you, Ryder? Where will you be playing football next?
For the next 3 to 4 years, I'll be going to Brigham Young University.
Okay, go Cougs!
Hey, Ryder.
Congratulations, Ryder Lyons, heading over there to beautiful Utah with BYU.
Yes, sir.
And the Cougars, who were 11-2 last year. Coach Kalani Sitake, obviously been there, a staple for BYU football for a long time. You are of the Mormon religion, right? Of the Church of Latter-day Saints?
Yes, sir.
How has it been getting to know the BYU school and kind of entire football operation through this recruiting process for you?
Yeah, it's been great. To be honest, we were just talking about that scholarship, and they were the first ones who did it in 8th grade. So they pulled the trigger on me. They believed in me early, and it's just crazy how it all comes full circle, you know?
Yeah, congratulations to you. Congratulations to your family. Congratulations to BYU. And I love that we got a Raising Cane's deal in the back here. Hey, let's go, Ryder.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, I love
Yes,
that.
sir.
Yeah, good business, brother. 8th grade, we're getting offers. As a high schooler, we're negotiating deals. The NIL component of it all, was it overwhelming to deal with? Do you have somebody else kind of handle that? Because as a teenager, I don't think that is necessarily something that's normal to kind of be thrown at you. How has that whole thing been, Ryder?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for sure. I do have someone who handles it for me. I have an agent, I have a whole team. But it definitely makes it just confusing. You're throwing a lot of money from a lot of different places. But I think it's just, you got to obviously stay humble. Money's not the biggest part. The biggest part is making it to the NFL, because that's where the serious money is. That's where long-term money is. So, yeah.
Yes, Ryder. Yes. I don't know who's the person telling you these things or why you feel this way. If this is just kind of
my mom.
Yeah, your mom. Shout out to your mom. Shout out to your mom.
Oh,
Your mom's.
my
Your
mom.
mom's. Yeah. Shout out to your mom. Shout out to everybody in your world, because it feels like you're going to a place that you really want to go, and it's not a bad decision. I feel like whenever that happens, we see it via the transfer portal or people with negative feelings. Let's talk about your future with BYU. It is from my understanding that maybe next year will not be your first year playing quarterback at BYU. Is that accurate?
Yep, that is accurate. I'll be serving a LDS mission.
Okay, so I don't know if it's every person, forgive me if I don't get all the facts right. Austin Cully was my teammate, and he ran through the entire kind of Mormon religion with me on numerous bases, right? Because I think Mitt Romney was going to be president at the time. So I was like, I would like to learn about this religion, and me and Austin Cully were draft class together, and he was the greatest, letting me know everything. Boom, boom, boom. The mission, I believe, is like a huge honor because it is a calling from God, basically, to go serve the Mormon religion, right? That is it. So this is considered a massive ordeal, I believe, for probably you, your family, and everybody in the LDS religion, right?
Yeah, it's for sure a big deal. Yeah.
Do you know where you're going?
I do not. So I'll actually put my papers in August, and then I'll get a call to anywhere in the country in like 2 to 3 weeks after.
All right. Well, good luck on your mission.
In the world.
Yeah, Austin went, I believe, to Argentina, came back. Hola, aquí estamos. Like, he was speaking a lot of Spanish. So I think you're going to get a culture experience. You're going to learn a lot about the world. And then whenever we see you on the football field, we can't wait to see what you do at BYU. We appreciate you, Ryder, for letting us be a part of this.
I appreciate you guys.
What's your favorite thing of Raising Cane's? I've never been.
Caniac combo. Substitute the coleslaw for extra bread.
Oh, this guy. Yeah, I'm all in. God knows.
Hell yeah. All right, we appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. Ryder Lyons. Feels like he had it figured out.
Yeah, big
Feels like Ryder Lyons had it figured out. He's like a 45-year-old. I did appreciate him addressing money being tossed at you, how it's confusing.
That's tough.
I can see that would be very difficult. He gets his first scholarship offer when he's in 8th grade. So whenever you get a scholarship in 8th grade, anytime you play any sport, people say, hey, that's the kid that got scholarship offer at 8th grade. So the amount of attention that he's had in his hometown, obviously, in the state, I would assume, they made the state championship, in every sport, not just football, has been very loud. And I think you got to be a certain level of mature to be able to handle all of that. Feels like he's got that in spades.
Especially in Cali, too. It's not like he's a small, like that's a big-time state in all sports, especially football. He's got it figured out, and it's tough. Like he mentioned, I got someone that handles it for me. I got a team. I couldn't imagine being, 10th, 11th, 12th grader with a team around me actually handling business. But he seems like a kid that's going to focus and keep the main thing. And, I mean, that meal order, getting rid of that slaw, extra bread, probably some extra sauce.
That really won you
I'm
over?
bullish on Ryder, yeah. That won me over. It's little things. Ryder, hell of a name, too. Very, very marketable. And those plays, like those are some big-time football plays.
Yeah, there was a juke on the outside where he throws a seed, basically splitting the safety in the corner over the wide receiver's shoulder. And it was like, yeah, this guy's a guy. A year off from football, though. Off from football is a long time at that age.
Young, though.
Yeah, exactly. I think he'll be able to bounce back into it. But that year, I think the amount of growth that he's going to have as a human is insane. Maybe he comes back as an even better football player, or maybe it takes him a little bit to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how all those guys who have to go on missions view it. But I think it's better for him to go right now as opposed to like being the starting quarterback for 2 years and then you got to take a year off and go. So we'll see.
Austin Cully, I think, broke like every freshman wide receiver record that they had at BYU.
Makes sense.
And then he got called to do a mission the next year. So it was in the middle of his career, and then he came back to football afterwards.
So it's not, you never know when you get called?
I think it's like a calling happens, I know, which is why it's such a big deal. Yeah. I believe from God. I believe from God.
Nice. Wow. Are there a lot of Mormons out in California where he's from?
I believe Sacramento area, I think there is. Vegas, obviously, big Mormon area as well. Utah, everybody knows. I had not met a Mormon or hung around a Mormon until I got out here with Austin. Everybody, they all have this
good vibes.
Yeah. Real bra vibe.
Laid back,
yeah, great athletes, too, seemingly. All right, we also, after we talked to Ryder Lyons this morning, had another conversation that I think is going to garner some conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Aaron Rodgers Tuesday. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a 4-time NFL MVP, a Super Bowl champion, a Mount Rushmore football player in the history of football, and now the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah!
Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, great to see you guys.
How are you, man? You're a Pittsburgh Steeler. Hey, okay, it's the first time talking to you since you've become a Pittsburgh Steeler. How does it feel, and what has it been like over the last few weeks getting to know the boys?
Oh, it's been great, man. I really enjoyed it. I had a great 3 days out there for mini camp with the boys. Did some individual work, but mostly just kind of watched on the side and talked to Arthur and Tom Arth, and I had a good time, man. It's fun. I was doing a bunch of events out there, so I got out there, went to Tomlin's house for a barbecue, went to Cam Hayward's house for a barbecue, did Cam's golf event on the Monday. Had a good time. So just meeting the guys, getting to know the guys. It's strange that there's no names on the back of the jerseys, so it's all facial recognition. And I'm pretty damn good with names, but it would help if there was like a name on the back that you could, lock that in with some of the guys you haven't quite fully got to talk to yet.
You got to get into the program, but for sometimes
I've been in the program, though. I've been in the program.
But I'm saying spring ball, there's some guys that aren't in the program, because there's guys that are, yeah, that's what I was going to make an excuse, because this has happened to me too. Special teams, guy on the punt team, 57 comes in, hey, Bob, don't want to disrespect you right now. I have no idea what your name is. Somebody should have a place where I can find out what the fuck your name is. But I do not know what your name is. That's on me. I can understand that trying to get in a building. Had to do it with the Jets. Now you're doing it with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I want to let you know from outside looking in, feels like it's going swimmingly. Feels like from all the things we're learning from Kaboli inside the locker room, he said he's creeping around the corners watching. He said you're making great headway with the relationships amongst your teammates and the way it's all kind of responding. How important do you think that is to have a relationship with your teammates? And how important was it to be signed with the Steelers before mandatory minicamp to get some face time? Like, was that a thought whenever it was coming into the timing of when you would join a team from the beginning, or kind of how did we get to that point?
I had conversations with Mike T every single week, and it was really through those conversations that this became a reality. So, I think most people who come to the Steelers talk about one of the reasons being Mike T, and I can say, that was right at the top. Just the conversation that we had felt like you're talking to an old friend, honestly. So I really appreciate those conversations throughout it. I really love Arthur. I want to send my love to him. I obviously did it personally, but the passing of his father last couple of days was, sudden and very sad. So Arthur's a great man, and really enjoyed conversations with him during the process and out there at minicamp. But it's been really good. The guys were great. They welcomed me great. It's fun in the quarterback room. We already got a great group chat that's going good. And Mason, Skyler, and Will have all been great. So it's been really fun. I had a really nice 3 days on the field and then 4 days before that with those guys.
Will Howard talks about how you said, hey, I don't want to overstep my boundaries here. Okay, with Will, I don't want to do too much, but I'll be here however you need me. Obviously, we all watched what he did in the college football playoff last year, where he took that Ohio State team after the bummer loss to Michigan. The bummer loss to Michigan, which he was probably concussed in, multiple other people as well. Certainly. But nonetheless, bad loss to Michigan after an early fumble to Oregon. They kind of sneak in and are underdogs all of a sudden in the playoffs, and they catch fire, and Will Howard plays ball right in front of these eyes, because we're on the sideline. That was better than anybody we had seen all year. I mean, you're talking about making every pass. He's a big son of a bitch, and he was friends with his entire team. What have you learned about Will? And whenever you go up to him and say, hey, I don't want to overstep my boundaries, are you legitimately just trying not to, big bro him there? Like, is that what you're trying not to do? And do you feel that amongst the entire locker room, now that you're like actual OG in entire NFL and have been for a couple years now?
Well, I think even though I come in with 20 years of experience and 17 as a starter, like, there's still a part of earning your stripes and paying your dues. And even though, I come in with that, that past and that background, I think it's important to, to come in with humility. So that's what I've been trying to do with the guys. And in the quarterback meetings, and I told Tom Arthur, quarterback coach, I said, I'm not going to speak up. I'm not going to slow things down. I'm going to study back at the hotel room and ask you questions on the side. I'm not going to interrupt the room. However, as we get into this, I want to help those guys out. Mason's played a lot of football, so does Sky. But Will's a rookie. And so I pulled him aside during one of the days, and I said, listen, I want to help you as much as possible, but I'm not going to overstep my bounds. If you want assistance, I'm here, buddy. I want to help you. From the playbook, I have my own mistakes and things that I needed to learn from. That's where everything's going to come from. And if I can help you become a better player this year, that would be an incredible achievement for me. Because number one, he's a real good kid. I mean, he's a sweet kid, and he's had a lot of great success, at the college level. But I was impressed by him. Obviously, he worked once the rookies came out in May. I thought he looked really sharp. He made a bunch of great throws. I think there's definitely some things I can help him with, and some things that are different at the pro level. And I'd love to help Will and set him up to have a chance to be the guy for the next who knows how long. I think that's part of the opportunity. It's not the job. I've seen other veteran quarterbacks talk about it. It's but it's the opportunity. The opportunity to help Will out is one that I really am looking forward to, and excited about getting back there to Latrobe in just a few weeks, I guess, and getting things going.
Yeah, St. Vincent's, good time. The thought of you wanting to pass the torch to Will Howard and pass the game on to Will Howard is like such a perfect fit for the Pittsburgh Steelers, because growing up in Pittsburgh, I think I didn't realize that other places weren't like this, but the Steelers are like a college. Especially because there's only been a couple coaches over like a 40-year period. So like everybody feels connected. The OGs come back. It's just like alumni is coming back. I think they still run some of the same calls that have been called since like Steel Curtain days, so that whenever alumni come back, they feel like they're a part of it. You obviously were a part of the Green Bay Packers organization, which is obviously storied and very much a similar franchise in a football town like the Steelers. But have you, in your research or your experiences thus far, kind of felt that about the Pittsburgh Steelers? Like the outside perception looking into the Steelers culture is what you thought it would be, or have you noticed anything about it?
Well, I mean, you got to say there's a few cornerstone teams in the NFL, and I was fortunate enough to play for one of them for 18 years, and now I'm fortunate enough to be back on one of them. There's only a few of them. They're kind of the core teams. Not that the other teams are any, I'm not dissing those other teams. It's just there's a history of excellence in Green Bay, going back, starting in the 20s and the run in the 60s, and the stuff that we accomplished. There's 13 NFL championships there. Pittsburgh had a run in the 70s with 4 championships, and then Ben got 2. They got six Super Bowls. There's a history of excellence that comes with a team like this, where when the alumni comes back, the names. I think there's something special about that when they can roll out a ton of Hall of Famers, and it's a pretty cool deal. And then you got a Hall of Fame head coach in Mike T, who's one of the coolest guys I've ever been around in the game, and I'm enjoying that friendship that's building. I'm enjoying sitting in the meeting room and listening to him talk to the team. I love it was a weird experience in the best way for me to not take team reps in the minicamp, because I just got to watch. So I just was watching and everything, and I don't miss a whole lot. So I'm watching the dynamics between the offense and defense. I'm watching the dynamics as the leadership starts to show what it is, and I think that's the thing is really exciting about Pittsburgh is the built-in leadership that already exists there. And once we get our Hall of Fame outside rush backer signed, you're talking about another guy who's a leader, not just by example, but by with his words. But Cam Hayward, from the jump, the conversations that we had before I was even signed, and then at the events that I went to at his house, and then at the golf course, it's being around him and watching. He's like the old G of the team. And maybe he's happy to not be the oldest guy on the team anymore, but I love watching his leadership and watching him go about his business. And there's a lot of great leaders in the team. Just talking to Minka, what a high football IQ that guy has. It's been really interesting just to watch him practice, and then to have to pick his brain in the locker room. And there's a lot of great. Pat Queen, getting to talk to Pat. I've played against him a few times. He's a dog. Yes. But there's some guys you don't know about that I think you're going to start hearing about as we get past this lull in the sports world and get into training camp, and football season is around the corner. There's some real good young players that got a chance to make a name for themselves this year.
Can't wait to watch all of it come together. And you chit-chatting about how it is in the building is a reason why Pittsburgh is a football town. Always has been, always will be. And on that note, you have won over every Yinzer that I know. AP Tone has a question for you, Aaron.
You
You, Aaron, this is awesome.
Hey, buddy.
When they put out the tweet with the highlight of you turning from Packers to Jets into the Steelers uniform, that was surreal. That was awesome. You were asked about winning a Super Bowl this next year or whatever, and instead of saying what that would mean, and instead of saying that would be my second Super Bowl, blah blah blah, you said it would be 7th for the team. So just want to let you know the city really appreciated that. But all those leaders you just mentioned, a lot of them on the defensive side of the ball. It is a young offense, a young offensive line, young wide receivers. DK's obviously been in the league for a while, but he's new to the team. So what do you think your role is going to be as far as helping the young offense? You're going to bring them out to Malibu. How do you think that's going to go?
Well, I really want the mantle of leadership on offense, and I'm going to earn it every single day in training camp. But there's some stability, I think, that I can bring, having played in a similar system for a long time and having just played a ton of football. I told the guys in the first meeting, I want to pass on my knowledge. I played 20 years. And I want to share those experiences with you guys, with whoever wants to learn, offense, defense, team, whatever it is, about life, about football, about the mistakes I've made and how to learn from those on the field, off the field, professional, personal, business, whatever it is. I want to pass on everything that I've learned to these guys. But on offense, there is good leadership. DK is a lead by example guy, and he's a big reason that I'm in Pittsburgh as well.
Hell yeah.
Conversations that we had, and just the kind of person that he is. And it started here. I didn't really know DK at all. And, he's like, I work out at 6 a.m. every day. I'm like, okay, already. This guy has discipline. This guy has a drive. I said, how about 8 o'clock? Because I have to drive from Malibu to UCLA. He said, yeah, that's fine. So he's not just a specimen, but he's a really solid human being. Like he is a solid dude, and he leads by example. The way he practices, and that's, I think, one of the most encouraging things is the room goes how the top dog goes. And when DK catches the ball and finishes 60 yards to the end zone, it makes everybody else want to do the same thing. And you're talking about guys like Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson, young guys. Then you got some older guys who played some football, the Robert Woods and the Scotty Millers of the world. I really like the tight end room. Tone, I know you do too.
Yep.
Pat Fryermuth is my locker mate now, which is great because he was the one that was DMing me the most on Instagram.
That made Fryermuth's putting a recruiting hat on. I like that. I respect that.
He's a super talented guy. He can do a lot of different things. He can block at the point of attack. He can split out, run routes. He can run choice routes. He can run seam routes. Then you got Big Darnell, who's an on-the-ball tight end, like a true Y tight end. He reminds me of Sadie's, size first and foremost, because he's 6'8" and he's pushing the 3 bills. But you would think, big guy, can't, he's that big, he can't run. No, man. The last play of the entire minicamp, he caught a seam down the middle against cover 2. I think I don't know if it was Will or Skyler threw it, but it was a great seed down the pipe, and Darnell just hands catch, into the end zone. And then Connor Hayward, Cam's little brother. Connor is a super talented guy who's he's like a Swiss Army knife. He can do it all. He can block, he can move, he can slide across the formation, he can catch the ball and move, he can run choice routes. So I really like that room. In the backfield, you got Jalen. Obviously, I've been a fan of his. He was more of kind of a third down changeup back with Najee, but he's going to get a chance now. We get a young rookie from Iowa.
Hell yeah.
Who's working out with us, real good kid. We got Kenny Gainwell, who played won championship in Philly. Who's a great changeup back. So, and then up front, the right side is all second-year guys. Starting with Zach at center, who they all love,
Mountaineers.
And he looks the part for sure. We got a right tackle coming back from an injury last year, and then we got a vet, Isaac at left guard, and we got Big Broderick at left tackle, who we're expecting big things from. So it's exciting to watch the guys practice and to think about what I can throw in there, my own energy, enthusiasm, and knowledge. And but it's it was fun to being out there. Kind of got the juices going for sure, even though I wasn't able to take any team reps.
I'm not
and
sure.
Then as far as coming out,
okay,
telling to finish it. We're gonna. I know coming out to Malibu might not be high on everybody's list, but we do have we have some guys coming out next week, so it'll be fun to spend a little time with them.
Oh, yeah, they're staying in the house, coming over. We walking the beach. We got Apollo coming around. We're doing the whole thing.
Well, you got to, some of these guys might want to get dressed up when they walk the beach because they're getting fucking paparazzi.
Fair.
Yeah, there's not a private beach for you, sir, especially with that dog. Hey, Apollo, star.
Yeah, I put him upstairs. He's not going to make it.
How is
showing,
Apollo?
I'm sorry.
How is Apollo?
He's getting big. He's over 40 pounds now. Shout out to Brandon and Faith and everybody who was training him for a few months. He came home really well trained, and he's a husky, so he's a little aloof. He likes to explore, but
a lot of energy.
But a lot of energy. But he's a great dog. He makes my life better. He's up and at him at 5:30 every morning. Like, come on, Dad, what are we doing? Let's go.
I'm gonna shit right here. You're gonna let me outside. Yeah. Okay. What are we? We're gonna have a good time. I would like to use a little bit of energy. Dogs are the best. We had a golden retriever, I believe.
Yeah.
Clinically tested the dumbest dog of all time.
Great Papa.
Great dog.
Great name.
Sweet dogs. Sweet dogs.
Then we got Valerie, half pit, half Shar-Pei. She's the best. She's beat cancer 4 times. And then we got, Valerie's the greatest. And then we got Chuck, this fat corgi. This guy's a stubborn prick. This guy is stubborn. They all have their individual personalities. Apollo's personality, going to be a good Steeler? Like, we think Apollo's going to be a good Steeler dog out there in Pittsburgh?
He's a cold weather dog. Huskies are cold weather dogs, so I think he's really looking forward to that snow. There's some great videos online of dog owners who got huskies and their husky doesn't want to come inside, laying out in the snow, covered in snow, just like loving life. He enjoys going in the ocean, and when I hose him off and jumping in the pool, he likes being cool. He's
got vibes.
A cold weather climate. He's a cold weather dog for sure.
That's great. I'm excited for you both to experience Pittsburgh for an entire football season. Obviously, you've experienced Green Bay. Pittsburgh does get a little bit different, I will say. Connor has a question for you, Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron, great to see you. Great catching up. It feels as though since you signed with the Steelers, it's been, I won't say more candid, but it does feel as though there's been a different vibe from you. Is it, safe to say that this is your last year playing? As someone who, wants to savor everything, I would like to know when it is your last year, just because every time you're running through that tunnel, it'd be incredible just to say, like, hey, let's make sure we really appreciate what's going on here. Is that something you've thought about? Is that something that you know for sure? Or are you also just kind of taking it week by week, seeing how your body's feeling and seeing how the mind feels as you go throughout the season?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. That's why we just did a 1-year deal. Steelers didn't need to, put any extra years on that or anything. So, this was really about finishing with a lot of love and fun and peace for the career that I've had. I played 20 freaking years. It's been a long run, and I've enjoyed it. And what better place to finish than in one of the cornerstone franchises of the NFL with Mike Tomlin and a great group of leadership and great guys in the city that expects you to win.
Congratulations, man.
Hell yeah.
That's a tough decision to get to. That is a tough decision to get to. I'm just going to, state the facts of it all. Whenever you commit your entire life to something and you get to a level where you become, remembered and considered a success story and everything like that, there is a part of you that thinks, okay, I can do this forever. I should do this forever, especially because I can do this seemingly forever. Then there's a battle of, like, what is life, though? Is this what my entire life is going to be? Is this going to be my identity? Is this going to eat up all my time and my energy and my thoughts? I would like to focus my brain maybe on some other things other than just playing football every day. So, like, the combination of that, how your body feels, and then it's a hard decision for anybody to make. So the fact that you get to have one final year seemingly clear-minded and understanding that that's the situation, like, good for you, man, because we've been with you for, the last 5-6 years?
Yeah.
There's been a lot of these conversations, and they're tough, and it's tough decisions that you have to make. There's obviously, I think every time it comes up, people don't take it or consider it enough of a potential outcome with you. For when you went into the hole. Like, I think retirement was a real thing there. I don't think a lot of people thought it was, but I think it was a real thing. Then the Jets, the way the whole Jets thing happens, I think you do think to yourself, like, man, was this a mistake? It seemingly didn't go how I thought it was going to go. I thought retirement was a real option this offseason. I don't think anybody else really thought it. For you, it seems like it was. And then at what point do you switch the gear and go, you know what? Can't go out. Like, let's do one more run here and see if we got it. Is that kind of how the decision got made? And when did that kind of all happen?
I mean, I think it's not really can't go out like this. It's I love the game, and there's been a beautiful relationship. It was my first love when I was 6 years old, dreaming about playing quarterback and you know, being in the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl. And, you know, I think I wanted to be all in, and I had so many other things going on in my life that were taking my mind and my energy elsewhere. And that's why I appreciated how Mike was the entire time, just being able to have those conversations, honest conversations every single week was really meaningful to me. And the way that I was welcomed in was really cool. I wanted to be there for minicamp. Once, you know, I decided I was going to be all in, but I didn't need this. You know, I didn't need it at all. I don't feel the need to prove anything to anybody or don't have any chip on my shoulder that I need to hold on to. I don't want the attention. I know that's a narrative out there. When this is all done, you won't. It's Kaiser Sose. You won't see me. I won't be in the public. I don't want to live a public life. That's why it's so strange what's going on right now with my private life, because I don't want to live. I don't want to live a life in the public eye. I'm not going to be in the public eye. When this is done, I'm done, and you won't see me. And I'm looking forward to that. But while I'm in it, and for this year, I'm going to give the Steelers everything that I got, and empty the tank, and be super comfortable and satisfied with whatever happens. Obviously, we dream about playing at the highest level in the biggest games, but the fact that I can come back to Pittsburgh, play for Mike, get to know the organization, be a part of a special franchise that's had such incredible success, and be able to play and follow in the footsteps of the Terry Bradshaws and Franco Harris and Lynn Swann and Jack Lambert, you know, Mean Joe Green, and then all the guys that played in the 90s and the 2000s, you know, Jerome Bettis and Big Ben, you know, all-time greats. And just to be a guy that can put on the same uniform is pretty special for me, and that's all I need this year. It's just to go out there, have a chance to compete. That's why I'm working so hard, because I want to put myself in a position to be able to play 20 games this year and 20 great ones.
Yeah, we scheduled this in between your two-a-day workout plan that you have, and we appreciate you taking the time to chit-chat with us. And if my relationship with the media in the public was the same as yours for like 15, 20 years, I think I'd want to disappear too.
No doubt.
I think I'd be okay with just kind of not having to deal with that whenever it was all said and done. But I want to let you know, we're going to enjoy every moment of this season with you, brother. Okay? We can't wait to watch what you do with that Pittsburgh Steelers team. Now, we would be remiss if we didn't bring up a moment that is happening with our close friend, something that happened to you in recent years. Go ahead, Ty Schmidt.
Yeah, Aaron, first and foremost, great to see you as always. Glad that you're going to be playing this year. Really looking forward to it. How does your Achilles feel? Like, you obviously look like you're in incredible shape. Like, do you feel like you're kind of close to where you were before you tore it? And then, like Pat mentioned, I mean, I'm sure you saw it, friend of the program, Tyrese Haliburton tears his Achilles in Game 7. Had a long post about it last night where I think he's still kind of just in shock. Obviously, he's a lot younger than you were when you tore yours, but what kind of advice would you give to him as he's going to come back? Because obviously, you kind of defied all odds with getting back as soon as you did, but it is looking like he's probably going to miss all of the next NBA season.
First of all, stack up all those things that he can't do. That's good little fuel when you're in the rehab room and you're picking up freaking marbles with your toes, and it's, you know, the most annoyingly painful experience. Like, give him all those things that he can't do. I don't know him personally. I really enjoyed watching this postseason. He hit more big shots in one postseason than many guys hit in their careers. And that's not hyperbole. That's fucking incredible. And I was pulling for the Pacers, not just because Obi's on the team, and Obi Toppin and I have worked out together out here on the West Coast, and he's such a good dude. But, I followed TJ when he was coming up out of Arizona and was like, man, I hope this guy finds a niche in the league because I just love the way he plays. And then I love the way they played, and they beat our Bucks, in the beginning. And they did that to every team. They wore them down. They picked up full court. They had incredible defense. They moved the ball on offense. They had great role players. I mean, their bench played great the entire series. But watching that game the other night, after you have an injury like I had, you know what it feels like, and you also know what it looks like. So when I've seen guys tear their Achilles, whether it was Jermaine Johnson for us or Phillips for the Dolphins or Jason Tatum, you're like, oh, that's an Achilles. I knew it right away. And your heart just goes out to him because I know that feeling to be on the ground and your whole, memories and goals. And for him, Game 7 to win a championship is flashing through his mind. And then, the fact that he was out there dealing with what he was dealing with in Game 7 shows the type of player and person that he is. Advice, short and sweet. Go to Dr. Elitrosh, get the speed bridge if you want the best. I was 40, trying to come back. He's 27, I believe. Is that right?
25.
Yeah, he's younger than
He's 25. He's 25. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't count him out at all. I mean, I felt really good coming back from it. I felt great last year. My left Achilles felt incredible. And it's still obviously thicker than the other one. And you deal with some atrophy in that calf. But it's all about, it's the rehab. If you want to come back quicker, you got to attack it. It's got to be your main focus. It's got to be your everyday is rehab. And it sucks, and it's a long year. But, man, I'd love to see him come back and at some point next year. I think they're a good enough team they could, get into the playoffs, and maybe he can come back next spring at some point.
Hell yeah.
But I think for him, and I don't know him, but I would just guess based on the type of competitor that he looks like, that the higher you stack the odds against him, the more likely it is he's about to do something that defies, what would seem to be common sense about timetables.
Oh, yeah. Voted the most overrated player in the league this year. Think about that.
Yeah. And then he hits how many game-winning shots and
4.
how many big plays, and I mean, that was an incredible run for them with Coach Carlisle and Lloyd Pierce, who I've known forever, way back going to the mid-2000s when he was coaching at Santa Clara. So shout out to Lloyd. He's one of their assistants. Awesome dude. But, yeah, I love watching them play and just was pulling for them. Not that I have anything against OKC. I mean, they had a great team.
Of course not.
Those guys
Of course. Shane's a great player.
But watching Hallie when he comes into your show and knowing Obi, I was pulling for Indiana, so I hate to see that happen to him.
Hey, we appreciate that. It was great vibes in the city. Still proud of him. It was a hell of a run.
Yeah.
And I think everything you just said to Tyrese, I think he's feeling and viewing it the same way. From my conversations here on the first day with him, and I think Coach Carlisle said he called him this morning, and he answered on the first ring. "What's up, Coach? I'm good. Yep, we're going." I think he is pretty eager to get the entire process, and his lady Jade is obviously ready to get into it as well. She's posted about all hands on deck, basically. Everybody is, moving forward in the same direction, and we will support the shit out of Tyrese through it all. On that note, before we let you go. If we missed the wedding, if there's a reception, we would like to be on the list.
Please.
Right?
Yep. Please.
We would like to be on the list. If there is a reception, if there is a celebration that happens or takes place, we would like to be on the list. And also, would contribute if there was any contributions needed in any particular fashion.
Buy a vacuum.
Exactly.
Registry. I can hit it.
Yeah, we can do whatever.
Yeah.
We can do whatever.
Cutting board.
Yeah.
AJ Hawk will do a hot 5, do a stand-up.
Yep.
We can get him. We can negotiate that with AJ to get him to do that. That'll be good. So if there's,
it's a sick society, isn't it? It's a sick society. I lived in the public eye for 20 years. I had public relationship. How did that work out? I had people leaking my home information and making up stories that we bought a house together. I had people calling the paparazzi. I had people, posting personal life on the internet. And now, didn't want any of that, didn't like any of that. And now I'm with somebody who's private, who doesn't want to be in the public eye, didn't sign up to be, a celebrity, doesn't want to be a part of it. And because I do things in private, because I want my personal life to be private, now I'm somehow I'm weird, and now the paparazzi is stalking me on the beach, trying to get a picture of her, stalking me at the workout. What is the entitlement to information that we're living in society these days, where that's like a norm? It's a norm to like be able to have athletes' addresses. They posted something that about a house I bought in Pittsburgh, and here's the inside of it, and here's where it is. What happened to common decency about security and a personal life that we now have to dive into your details of where you live and what you're doing and who you're with and who your wife is, and if you even have a wife, and if you're doing some sort of attention-grabbing thing because my wife is a private person, doesn't have social media, hasn't been a public person, doesn't want to be a public person, but now that's a weird thing. And where are we at in society where that's like the norm now, that just because I'm not selling wedding photos to the magazines or leaking personal information or making a loving post on Instagram, and look, you want to do that, that's fine, it's your own prerogative, I don't care. That's just not what I want to do. I don't want to be a part of anything. I told you, when this is all done, I'm out. You won't see me. And I know that I've chosen to be in the public eye for one more season, but my private life is staying private. And any other ridiculous story that's out there about my family that I don't talk to, they wouldn't know any information about me. Like, leave them alone. And you want to keep stalking me on the beach and getting photos of me and Apollo? Go for it. I don't give a shit. But stop making shit up. And my private life is my private life, and it's going to stay that way. And I'm with somebody who wants to be private. And if and when she wants to be out and there's a picture, she'll choose that. And she deserves the right to that. But the entitlement to information about my private life is so fucking ridiculous and embarrassing. Like, hey, do what you got to do, but just, try and leave me out of a conversation, sports world, for a month. Try and just leave me out. My personal life, my professional life. Try not to talk about me. Try not to still be relevant for the next 6 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever it is. Just see if you can do that.
How'd that feel? That felt pretty good.
Yeah.
That's my quarterback.
I mean, it's comedy. Yeah. The best part is
we're a part of the problem, though. We are part of the problem. We want to let you know. We are part of the problem.
I was walking on the beach. The problem is I was walking on the beach with Mike the other day and Apollo, of course. And I was like, yo, bro, fucking paparazzi's probably up there. He's like, oh, yeah? I said, yo, yeah, look, there's a guy right there. We flipped him off. I thought it'd be a great photo.
We didn't see the photo of him flipping you off, but they did post the photo of you guys on. Yeah, it's literally.
No, there's Mike right there. Yeah.
Yeah, literally, we see it like it pops. And the reason why they do it is obviously you are a needle mover, brother.
Mm-hmm. Jack.
You are and also, very jacked.
Properly.
And Apollo, dog.
Dog.
You can tell by the photo. So people are going to enjoy all of that stuff. But your life has been like this 15 years.
I walk my dog on the beach. I walk my dog on the beach. I've been a public eye. I've been in the league for 20 years. I've been a public eye for most of that time. I understand it, but I'm not doing anything. I'm not out there out and about. I'm not doing any events. Like, I go to a couple of Mike's concerts. I went to minicamp. I'm going to Tahoe. Just see me in Tahoe. That's the only place I'll be.
How's the game?
I heard you're not going. The game is not great, but the course sets up perfect for me, so I'm going to make a run.
You play great golf, first of all. I haven't played in 3.5 months. Show up, fucking 45-foot putt.
I shot a 67 today.
Oh, man, tough day. Hey, I'm actually in this thing. Where are you at? I'm third right now. Jesus Christ. You're golfing with the guys that golf every day of their lives and have become professional golfers in retirement. And then you just kind of show up. Where were you? I was in Hungary yesterday. When was the last time you picked up the clubs? Last year, this tournament. Yeah. All right, we're teeing off, me and Mr. Romo. Yeah, all right, we're going against. It's insane how good of a golfer you are, legitimately. And you're going to show up and do well at that Tahoe event. That Tahoe event's insane. You have to be a good golfer to enjoy it. Do you know that?
But I have the edge on people. I've played 20 years, so I've had crowds for 20 years. I've putted all the 2-footers for 20 years. That's what gets people is the putting and then the crowds. They're just not used to it. So I'm like a 4 handicap, but I can beat scratch golfers who go out there because it's a tough thing to like wrap your head around.
He's a 4 handicap, and he says he's not good. That's what I'm saying. At this tournament, everybody sees Charles Barkley for those clips. You know, and he wasn't good for a little bit. He's good now again, by the way. He wasn't good for a while, and everybody's like, oh, these guys stink at golfing that are out of Tahoe. That is not the case.
At all.
Crazy.
These guys are very good. You have to be a good golfer.
Well, Miz was there. So.
The Miz was the worst.
But Marty Fish.
What kind of club are you playing right now?
A-Rod had a rough year. A-Rod had a rough year, too, last year.
Don Cheadle. WD.
I played DB.
RG3, respectfully.
RG3 was very bad.
RG3 at the worst, yeah.
Yeah, but there's very good golfers.
Oh, yeah.
These guys retire, and this becomes their thing.
Steph had his coaches.
2 of them.
Yeah, his golf.
Steph had 2 swing
There's some guys, there's a quarterback that plays in the Northeast that really wants to beat me badly, that plays, that brings some swing coaches out, I think as well.
Is he recently married?
He is.
Yeah, he might have been, yeah.
I don't want to talk about his private life, but
Last
congratulations.
year, he was ahead of me. He was ahead of me last year going into the final round. And I pulled a 71 out of my ass and beat him.
Jeez.
They wasn't too happy about it. So I know if he could beat anybody, he didn't care about winning, but if he could beat me this year, I know it'd be a big deal for
That's
him.
what I'm saying. That's who's playing at this Tahoe thing, this American Century thing. These people that are just pulling. He's a 4. I could play scratch, though. That's outrageous. That's outrageous.
Yeah, the hockey lads.
I still didn't know what type of sticks you swing.
Tailor-made DB.
Okay, so
and they sent me some sweet club heads too and a putter head. They're all alien, themed.
Love that.
Theme stuff. So
no lab putter.
That.
You got a lab putter, JJ Spawn?
No, I got a spider, man. I got a spider with a sweet UFO alien head cover.
Which
That's awesome.
we know. Yeah, that's conversation for another day. Hey, we appreciate you, man.
Disclosure's coming.
It's slowly happening, it feels like. Slowly happening.
Oh, something big's coming out, I'm sure, real soon. We'll get the Epstein list. We'll get disclosure.
All
We'll
right.
get something,
All right. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, I'm just kidding. We won't get any of that.
Yeah, we won't.
All right.
They sold a lie. None of that's coming.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate that. And that'll be clipped.
Yep.
And that'll be the part everybody talks about. They will skip by the fact that this dude just asked for a little privacy, and excited for privacy when you play one last year here in your NFL career with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I appreciate you so much for joining us, man. Enjoy the offseason. Enjoy the workouts. We can't wait to see you up there at training camp.
Hey, come on out to Latrobe, man. It's beautiful out there. That's what I hear.
Yeah, maybe.
It is beautiful out there.
I was there as a kid.
Do a little live show at training camp with the Steelers,
Yeah, let's
How
go
about
to
that?
Dino's,
That's a good
get some
idea.
wings.
Down at the
Tito's
Trobe.
with Glazer and Tallman.
It is time we go home.
And Brett Michaels.
Arthur Smith.
Marty.
Telling him to bring his brother.
Maybe we should go do a training camp. I don't know if we're allowed. We would have to get that would have to be approved by the Steelers.
Bert-
I think the Steelers would approve
Bert
that.
already. I just asked Bert. He approved.
Yeah, call Bert. Bert's in. Yeah, he's 100% in.
You talk about Lawton down there. All right, we will.
Can we stop at Kennywood?
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? That's the one thing that I did. They went to Kennywood. The team had a team out at Kennywood. I missed it. I feel real bad about that. But shout out to Pittsburgh Dad for helping me understand all things Pittsburgh besides being with Mike McCarthy and Ben McAdoo and Alex Lampelt and Frank Sinetti and Darren Perry and Kevin Green and Luke Getzey and all the guys who've been in my life forever from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we heard you rattle them off during the press conference when you were like, feels like I've been here, basically. Been down there in
I
Nebraska.
speak the language. I still get tickled when I hear like up air. Oh, you living up air?
Hey, we were with Mike McCarthy at the draft. That guy's his Yinzer accent is thick.
The GOAT.
I mean, he is awesome.
He's the GOAT. Think about him calling plays 100 miles an hour with that accent. That's why I always say I can speak Pittsburghese, because I could understand what he was saying for 13 years as he was just rattling shit off so fast,
He said to me, I don't sound like that.
I don't talk like that.
I don't sound like that. That's not how I talk.
Yeah, you do, Coach.
It's like, that is exactly how you sound, like how my dad sounds and how like all my friends' dads sound. That's why the Pittsburgh dad character is so good, because like literally everybody in Pittsburgh is like, yup, heard that, through it all.
The people I met at the golf course those people I saw at the hotel, they all sound like that. I was like, this is amazing. These are my people right here. These are my people. I love
you need to start picking it up. Like, when Americans go over to London and they start.
Sure.
You know,
I hate that. I hate that, though. I hate that. Don't do that.
You need to do that in Pittsburgh. That's what I'm saying. Just
that's okay. Yeah. Well, I didn't really do that in Green Bay. I didn't. I got the lingo down, but it didn't enter into my own personal diction or vocabulary. So
you drop a third down, boys, with mic'd up coming with the helmet on. I mean, that would be a great clip. Great clip. If you want to motivate the boys, especially Zach there at center, just say third down.
There's not going to be any third downs.
Oh, we're playing two
no
down
third
football?
down all season long.
The money down.
No.
Canada?
First and second.
What about Danny Smith, though?
Oh.
Big fan of.
So much gum. I don't know if you saw any performances at mandatory minicamp of him chewing gum, but I've seen him 30, 40 pieces of gum in his mouth at one time while doing stuff on the sideline. Legend.
I think he's got a lower back tattoo, too. I can't confirm or deny that. But the best thing was that I saw him Friday at, there he is right there. I saw him Friday at Tomlin's. I see him the next day at Cam's. He's wearing the same shirt. It's a shirt from he goes out to vacations in South Carolina. He's best friends with Bisaccia, who I love, Rich Bisaccia, who's in Green Bay. And I was like, are you kidding me, Danny? You're wearing the same fucking shirt? He goes, no, this one has words in the back. I was like, okay, good.
He's the greatest. Special teams coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers from Pittsburgh. Will be a
Coach Dan Marino.
Did he really? I did not know that.
Yeah, just ask him.
All right. We appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. That's four-time NFL MVP, Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Thank you, buddy. Hey. All right, baby, Aaron, that baby, yeah, baby. Aspen felt good because it felt like it was a little bit of a therapeutic opportunity for him about how his life has been. Not only obviously this offseason, but seemingly every offseason of his life, even during season of his life. Fascinating point there whenever he says, I've had a lot of public relationships and it doesn't work. It hasn't worked out. You guys have all literally seen it all happen. Now I'm trying to have a private relationship and everybody's bad about it. It's like, I can't win. Call it a sick society.
Yeah.
And I let him know we're part of the problem.
No doubt.
We're a part of the problem. Because we see a ring on, we immediately go,
what's that?
Okay.
You guys married.
Okay. And then, we don't think about the other side where he's like, yeah, okay, can I just go about my life like a guy who's an accountant? Would anybody else have to deal with this guy? Just do that? It's a public figure, so you're going to be talked about. I think he is eager for the time of his life where he can just have some peace. And him getting to the point of saying one more year, it's not an easy decision, especially for rock star. Especially for the people at the top that the entire building is kind of building up for.
Yeah, great question, first and foremost, man. Great journalism. But yeah, him confirming that is his last ride. Hopefully, he goes around and gets his flowers from the different people in the different places because, to play at a high level for as long as he did, that's special. You talked about Mount Rushmore quarterback.
AFC North.
AFC North, and now he's going to one of the places there, one of the cornerstone franchises. So all eyes going to be on him and what the Steelers can do, man. But, yeah, it takes a lot to get to that point where I'm going to hang it up. And it's been such a big part of who he is. So it's tough, but I'm excited for him.
Quickly, Tone, as a Steeler fan, reaction?
Oh, it's awesome. He's dialed in. It's his final year, so he's going to. He said he's going to leave it all out there. He is going to be the leader of the offense. Already so many leaders on the defense. If they hold up their bargain.
Mantle leadership.
Yeah, like the mantle. Like to earn the mantle.
Yep. Love that.
Which he has.
Super Bowl incoming.
He said, I got to earn everything every day with this team. Probably learned some things when he was with the Jets. Now take that experience to the Steelers. Is this going to be the best Aaron Rodgers ever?
Whoa.
Whoa! Hour 2's on the other side. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice.
Why don't you let me beat your ass right here, right now? You all want to see The Miz versus Pat McAfee right here, right now? I'm the host of WrestleMania, and I cannot make matches official.
Miz, I do believe your tiny balls are showing.
Tiny balls. Tiny balls.
Baby meat as well. There's 80,497
people here. Somebody has to be able to make a a match official somewhere.
I am the dog father and the host of WrestleMania, so I feel like I could make that match happen. Right now, we got a ref, we got you, Let's get cracking. I'm out. Let's go. I don't do it.
And McAfee go right after Miz with the right hand, driving Miz back into the corner. Pat McAfee in action. This is a blatant sneak attack. He takes his duties as host of WrestleMania. Oh yes, Buster! This derelict shows up, and check out his tank top though. He's got sparkles on it. You're behind this, aren't you? But no, I had no idea. You said the same thing in the Rumble. I didn't know this guy was showing up. Oh, what a kick by McAfee! Biz.
Hey, baby boss! Baby boss! Tiny meat!
In a $7,000 tuxedo. Yeah, good. George Kittle of the San Francisco 49ers. I'm not sure how wise that was. McAfee's got the official distracted in the ring. Kittle just took out Miz. Kittle telling McAfee to go on top. McAfee heading up to the top rope. And taking out the Miz. Now we're talking. Miz may never win another match. McAfee closing in on another WrestleMania victory. The all-decade puncher with a punch to end this thing. Here's your winner, Pat McAfee. A surprise here tonight at WrestleMania goes Hollywood.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
UP!
Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, June 24, 2025. Hour 2 of the program begins right now. Sports! Our spectacular. We had a active first hour. Ryder Lyons officially committed to BYU, quarterback out of Folsom, California. First five-star quarterback to sign to BYU since like 2003 or something like that. Wow. I forget the numbers. But obviously a huge, huge announcement around the BYU faithful and also the high school recruiting world. I guess he was the biggest recruit to not announce where he was headed. So I guess there was a lot of waiting happening for Ryder Lyons. We were very lucky to be a part of it. When we were asked, we were thrilled. And watching highlights of this dude, he's the real deal. Now, it'll be delayed a year because he's going to go serve his mission for the Latter-day Saints Church for the next year. He said in August he'll file his paperwork to do it. Then 2 to 3 weeks, they'll tell him a place in the world that he will head to. For 1 year, he will be serving his mission for the Mormon religion. Then he will join BYU's football team after that, and he'll be a much more well-rounded. He'll be a little bit older, and when he takes the field, I think there's a chance this is a guy. Just the way he handled himself in his interview with us, the way the highlights are, and where he's playing football. You know, he's not playing against nobodies, and he's got a couple wide receivers, obviously, that are great, but he's going to have that in college as well. So we appreciate Ryder Lyons for letting us be a part of his story.
Oh, yeah.
Ryder. Aaron Rodgers joined us to tell us that his story's got one more year left. And obviously a lot of other things happened in the month of the 42 minutes in which we chatted. That's 9-year NFL vet Darius J. Butler is here. Pretty much Ryder Lyons looking to have an Aaron Rodgers-like career. Aaron Rodgers addressing what life is like if you actually have one of those careers as well in the same interview. I thought that was a pretty deep first hour from one end of the spectrum, literally to the complete opposite side, with one trying to chase the other and the other probably saying, hey, it's great, but there's a lot that comes alongside of it.
Definitely. I don't follow high school football that closely anymore, but doing some research on Ryder, and he's going to be a dog. Number one player in California. And I was literally just thinking, just listening to you open back up this hour, he should come back and kind of do, I think, where he's going to go serve his mission. Where he came on and commit. So, just open. Like I said, I'm still not completely sure how the message gets delivered, where his calling, when it comes, how he hears it. But if he can come in and let us know, that'd be dope.
Yeah, because I believe it's you get called by call. To go.
Yeah.
Hello.
To serve.
Austin Collie, I think you write. I don't know if it's still the same rules. He'll write home.
Wow.
Back home, once a week, twice, maybe
probably is
twice a month. I think it's still the same thing. You're out there.
Yeah.
You are out there doing it. And they're the ones on the bikes and the whole thing. But then they do that worldwide, and it's a massive thing for the religion. Him doing it right now, wild time. Good luck, Ryder. We appreciate that.
Get him, Ryder.
And then Aaron Rodgers, he's got 1 year left. Let's go to one half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys AP tone. A lot of information out of Aaron Rodgers. The big takeaway from what I've seen on X is the 1 more year.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people have fired off their jokes. The internet's going to get their jokes off, especially with how the last couple of years have gone. But with that being said, I think a lot of people say, we're going to get the best Aaron Rodgers we've seen of all time. Leave it all out there is what his exact words were. Do you think that was the messaging behind it?
That was my first thought. When he said that was, holy shit, well, no one knew that yet. We all knew he signed a 1 year deal, but we didn't know what was going to happen after that 1 year. So him saying, most likely this is his last year is huge news. He gets to play the NFC North in his last year, which is cool too. So he'll get to see a lot of his old friends up there. But no, immediately I thought, because he looks jacked. One, he looks absolutely jacked in the interview, and then also in the beach photos, he looks jacked. So you're going to get his best. He's doing 2-a-days right now. He's working out with DK. The boys are going to come out to Malibu and work out with him. He had a great time with everybody in his week that he was in Pittsburgh for mandatory minicamp. camp. And he talked about how all the leadership on defense, and that he's going to be the leader on offense, which is a similar situation to other quarterbacks that have joined teams later in their career and won Super Bowls. So yeah, the arrow is definitely up in Pittsburgh right now.
Okay, let's go to the toxic table, because he said all those things. And then, he also said, try not to talk about me for the next 6 weeks.
Sure.
We're part of the problem.
Yeah.
1,000%. And we're talking about him right now, talking about everything in the last hour. At Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor. We'll start with you, Ty, obviously Green Bay Packers owner. Felt like he had been thinking about that for a long time, doesn't it? The basic, enough. I'm just trying to be a human type convo. Knowing that he's not, though, right? He's not a regular.
I mean, he alluded to it. He's like, listen, I understand the position I've in. He's been in several very high profile relationships. So, he kind of knows what comes with this. But also, I think it's been one of those things, he has been radio silent for the most part. I mean, he showed up in Pittsburgh to do minicamp, but before that, he wasn't saying anything. And it's kind of one of those things where it's just, all right, people are going to say shit, they're going to say shit, they're going to say shit. And then at a certain point, it's all right, I think I'll go somewhere where I'm comfortable and I'll kind of unload the quiver a little bit and get all this off my chest before I take this little, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. He had to do it.
He had to do it.
And then now he'll have this, kind of 6 weeks where he's obviously going to start to focus in and dial in on just football. But I think that was a nice kind of, just a nice palate cleanser for him. Hey, I'm going to reset this, leave it in the past. I am married. Let's leave it at that. Now let's go try to win number 7 for Pittsburgh.
And he's doing 2-a-days, 3-a-days right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So he is fully locked in, fully committed. Excited to see what that means for the Steelers. And it feels like he's focused on ball. Isn't that what it feels like, Connor?
Yeah, big time. I mean, I got the Jets itch last year where I thought, hey, Rodgers, going back to the Jets, here we go. They might win the Super Bowl.
You did. You really bought it. As a Patriots fan, that's wild.
Yeah, for sure.
You and Fireman Ed were on the same page.
Back-to-back years, too. I mean, the first year you could argue, hey, this is the Jets. This is something bad's going to go wrong. But last year especially, I really did drink the Jets Kool-Aid. And I'm back. I'm drinking the Steelers Rodgers Kool-Aid too. I was saying the Pats are going to win 12 games with the Steelers Week 3 being one of those layups. Don't feel that way as much anymore. Now he did mention, hey, we got to get that veteran outside linebacker, pass rusher back for the Steelers. But if I am a Steelers fan, especially after hearing that it's his last year, you do got to feel like, oh, hold on, maybe this is the storybook ending for both Aaron Rodgers and for the Pittsburgh Steelers to get 7.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
He's giddy. That's awesome.
I had goosebumps during the interview.
He wants to be a leader.
One more year for the rest of our lives.
And then he said he wants to set up Will Howard for hopefully the long term.
Just
Joining
a
us,
little handoff.
joining us now is a man who's good friends with Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, I would assume the title "best friends" would be utilized.
Sure.
How much has this man known for how long? Has this man known?
Sure.
It's always the question.
Known everything.
Never sell it. That face, not only does it look like a block of rock, it fucking sells like a block of rock as well.
Yes, it does.
It won't budge.
No.
Good poker player, I'd assume. Because if he plays poker like he plays euchre, he's probably cheating every hand. This man's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup winner. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, baby.
We assume you tried to cheat at every poker game that you played, tried to give hand signals to people across the table, all that type of shit. Probably tried to deal from the bottom of the deck. We understand how you operate in euchre. We assume you carry that into the poker game as well. Let's talk about Aaron. What did you hear from your friend there? And was that the proper follow-up after he said everything he said about his privacy with me saying, hey, did that feel good? Do you think that was the right way to kind of address the entire situation?
Yeah, I felt like you handled that beautifully, and you did, like, okay, now that you purged all of that out and you got it out of your system, you let us know how you feel, and you're like, okay, hey, I get it from your side. I understand. Hey, if people don't want to be public that are in your life, then, yeah, it should be on their terms if they want to be. But in his brain, though, he still knows the situation he is in, who he is. Because of what he has done on the football field, people will follow his private life. Although it sucks, yeah, I get it. It does suck. I think he still understands what the intrigue is about. But, yeah, it was good. I thought it was great, man. I think he's definitely highly motivated to play football this year. That's for sure.
I appreciated him acknowledging that he wants to disappear. Once this is all over, you're never going to see me again, ever. Feels like he has said that to us numerous times. Has that always been his plan? I was a person that plans on, and I believe at this point, even though everybody tells me it won't be possible. They say, you think you're just going to be able to disappear and do nothing? Like, what do you think is going to happen? You don't think you're going to get bored? You think you're going to be able to do that? How long would that be good for? A week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Feels like Aaron is a guy that has, on a regular basis, disappeared. Like, put his phone down, detached from society. I mean, he went into a hole.
Yeah.
Went into a hole in the ground with no lights for 72 hours because he wanted to feel detached. It's like, he is a guy that could potentially just disappear in my eyes, and it would make complete sense. AJ.
Oh, yeah, it definitely would make sense. And he's been saying that forever, I think. I mean, I guess the different thing would be once you don't have that football to go back to. Like, how is it then? That is always different. We always know in the offseason, whatever, you can go disappear, whatever, but you have that football looming, all this stuff you're going to go work for and go to training camp, all of that. I guess when that's not on the horizon, then what does everything else look like, I guess?
Yeah, because, whenever you're detaching from everything, you have at least something that is a northern star, like a guiding feature. Like, hey, all of this is for clarity so that I can be a better quarterback. All of this is so I can be a better person, better human, better quarterback. Like, that always looming, And then also having to worry about hurting yourself so that you can continue to play football. I'm not saying he wants to go swim with sharks or fucking learn to be a pilot or any of that type of stuff.
Maybe.
But there's just a lot of things that, like, football is always a determiner for if you can do something or can't do something. And I'm only saying that strictly because I went through a lot of this at a much lesser level after my 8th year in the NFL. I'm like, is this what I want to spend my entire brain capacity thinking about? Like, hey, is this going to affect how I punt? Like, am I getting fulfillment out of focusing on being one of 32 in the world at a job that pays a lot of money with a lot of guys that would look at you as a doofus if you didn't do your job well? Or do I want to maybe focus on other things and, like, chase fulfillment and do, like, life? It's like those are real conversations that happen. And if you've been doing it for 20 years at the top of the world, every building has been built around you. Like, hey, if the quarterback likes something, probably going to be in the building. Like, if the quarterback doesn't like something, probably not going to be in the building. Quarterback likes where we're staying. We're probably going to continue to stay there. Quarterback doesn't like where we're staying. We're probably going to stay somewhere else. It's like the amount of influence that he had in an organization as well. Like there's so many things that just like as a human you have to wonder if the reality of the situation is that he can disappear. Because I think it's going to be hard. I think it'll be very difficult. I hope he does for the sake of his happiness and his goals.
Yes.
And everything like that. But I do wonder he's going to have to do something. Like I think people that
everyone needs something that you're passionate about. There's a reason that like Warren Buffett and all these guys, they don't just quit. You get billions and billions of dollars. They don't just. It's tough, I think, to just stop, especially when you're a highly motivated person, whatever that may be, whatever you care about.
What if it is? What if he becomes one of those guys that just starts? All right, I'm going to become a PGA golfer.
I mean, he's got to be able to compete in some way, right? Like, you can't just turn that off. Like, that's the only thing I think about is because he's told us, like, hey, like, this ain't ever going away. I'm going to be able to spin a football until I'm, like, 80 years old. Like, let's just say the Steelers don't win the Super Bowl this year, but he throws 35 touchdowns and has 6 interceptions. Like, do you think he would be like, okay, yep, I'm done? Or it's like, I played unbelievable this year. Like, why wouldn't I go back and play again? But then,
there's going to be teams that are like,
exactly.
Hey, I know you got 10 million
release.
last year.
Right.
We'll give you like 25. We got pretty good setup. Don't need you to move a lot. Don't need you to move. Just need you to do your thing. It's like that becomes quite a temptation, which is maybe why he's getting ahead of it, saying, "Hey, I don't need you."
Yeah, right. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I don't need you to be tempted.
It's a good problem to have, though. It's a great problem to have. Hey, I played so well at 41 years old, going on 42, that other teams are trying to sign me again.
All you need is one organization.
Yeah.
That's all you need is one organization to be like, we're a quarterback away.
Well, that's the beginning of the year. Like, you run through the scenario all the time. Like, if it's week 15 and someone goes down and it's next year and Rodgers is still in shape and he can still throw it, and he did throw 30 touchdowns and 6 interceptions
in this
hypothetical situation, like, yeah, he's going to get called.
I saw Perry Collins get called out of a hunting stand.
It ain't happening.
Phil Rivers.
It's all respect to Kerry. This ain't here. You know, this is there.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, but he has so many, and obviously AJ would know this better than all of us, but he has so many different interests outside of football. Like, we have no idea what Aaron's going to get into. He's getting ahead of it and saying,
probably
like, he
got
got
in every country in the world.
A new marriage, you know, and I'm sure he has places, probably 10 places that he already knows, like, he can legit go and disappear for sure. And he was at the mountaintop for so long. You know, he won a Super Bowl, but he was, you know, every year for 15 years, he was in an argument for being the best quarterback in the league. You know, he went through what he went through in New York, and now coming in like, all right, this is going to be my last dance with Pittsburgh. I love the guys. I love Mike. I love all these things. You know, let me get this, kind of put a bow on this part of my life. So I kind of do believe him when he says, you know, for sure, like, hey, this is going to be it. And then who knows what the hell Aaron's going to be doing that. We may never hear from him again. We may never see him again, or, you know,
it was
he may
interesting.
be president of another country in 5 years.
To your point,
we don't know.
To your point, there is a chance that he is running another country at some point, which would make sense. Like, if it happened, like, yeah, he loved that place. He always talked about how much he enjoyed that culture and community. That Egyptian pyramid things underneath didn't come till after Aaron visited there, right?
Yes. Long time after.
You talked about people disappearing. That might just be some remodeling that Aaron's haven't done.
That's a good point.
Goes over there on June 12th, 2024, says, hey, I want to disappear from society. Put me under those things. So we're hearing some radioactivity underneath. It's Aaron Rodgers down there remodeling.
Building a house.
Maybe he will disappear into some rainforest down in South America.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a chance.
That'd be a shame.
He might be living in a treehouse somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, in Finland.
That guy built them on TV. It's sweet.
I see that. Those are insane. Those are
houses. That guy builds full mansions up into trees. That guy's amazing.
Treehouse?
Yeah, I think it's Treehouse. I think that's the name of the.
Treehouse Masters.
Treehouse Masters, great show. Yeah.
HGTV.
Yeah, they're building mansions in trees. They're just elevated.
I got to see. I love.
I think some of them have bathrooms in them either.
Yeah, they need to take their talents down to where flooding happens and be like, hey, you guys just need to build your houses up here 40 feet in the air on these trees. It's unbelievable how much science they use. Maybe Aaron does hire the tree house builder. Could be anything.
Could be
anything.
Ladies and gentlemen, big news coming out of ESPN. On July 16th, it'll be the ESPYs, a celebration of sport and everything that competition can bring. The host, Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
This is a big win.
Yeah.
This is a huge win.
Yeah.
This is a big win. This is a big moment This is I would say, a pivotal moment in the history of ESPYs. Okay? We all know what the ESPYs are. We respect the ESPYs and what they have become. We enjoy celebrating amazing stories. We enjoy getting emotional. We enjoy all those things. We also understand that sports bring people together to have a good fucking time. So if we're hiring Shane Gillis as the host, I think we're here to have a jovial evening. Hopefully. I believe that is the message that's being sent, hopefully positively. And I'm pumped for Shane. Thank you to Shane for being like, yeah, I'll host the ESPYs, because I assume his schedule is insane. Sports guy. Okay, loves sports. Very evident that he loves sports with the way he speaks about it. Doesn't sound like a doofus from the Hollywood world. D1 football player.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Hand in the dirt, dude.
Served our country, didn't he?
Couple weeks.
Hey, Wall.
I mean, you're talking.
Still did it.
You're talking hand in the dirt, brother.
More than me.
And Tires season 2. Spectacular.
Yeah.
It delivered.
Sublime.
It delivered.
Does anyone have confidence they're going to let Shane be Shane?
Shane.
You got to.
Yeah. What do you
Okay.
mean? You think Shane's some puppet? Yeah, right, dude.
Yeah.
That's not going to. Shane's at a
Is he going
level.
to be able to say the things he can say on ESPN?
I think Shane will do whatever the hell Shane wants to do.
so.
I believe is what Shane wants.
I think you know exactly what you're getting when you hire him to do this, and it's going to be like, hey, if people are going to be pissed, we'll deal with that afterwards.
And I think he understands
the
situations.
lines. Right.
No,
think he
I have
understands.
confidence in Shane. I don't have confidence in ESPN and the ESPYs.
Why not? What are you talking about?
I mean,
Tony, you're on ESPN right now.
They're letting you say it.
I forgot. You're right.
Yeah.
100% right.
It's like the people that say, on X, they say Elon's trying to silence people. On X, calling Elon a bad.
You're right.
You're doing that right now.
Yeah, you're right.
And
Tony!
To be clear, when I was the first host, first announcer, first
mate
of the ESPYs, wasn't a host, obviously. It was during a strike and the whole thing. I mean, I said whatever, I think Shane would definitely do the.
I mean, it's live.
Exactly, yeah. The mic's on.
There's not a whole
I
lot
know what you had to go through, though.
Did they try to give you some
Yeah,
guardrails? I'm
I know.
assuming?
Trust me, I know. That's why I'm saying it.
Somebody did hand me a speech.
Pat actually rehearsed the fake speech. To
Bingo,
everyone. It was
thank
awesome.
you. That's what I'm saying.
It's a great move.
Shane, not a bad idea. Fake speech it through all of it. Even type it up whenever they ask for it. Then whenever you get there, boom. You do whatever the hell you need to do to get through that night in that moment.
Thank you.
Yeah, and don't just suck off Notre Dame the whole night in the Eagles. Okay, it's a celebration of all sports.
No, you can do whatever you want, dude. Do whatever you want, especially because the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
They did. True.
And Notre Dame made it.
I couldn't even fathom him. Sorry about that.
No, they're going to win a lot of ESPYs.
Yes, they are.
Oh, he's going to be so.
Saquon.
The jump over backwards play of the year.
Yeah, best play.
Oh, Shane's going to be so. He needs to be wearing those sunglasses that he wore with Tar season 2, though.
Yeah,
Please.
not a bad
They
idea.
might win best team as well. There's a few different awards.
He's going to be celebrating up there. Go Birds, dude.
Let's go, boys. Male athlete of the year is probably Saquon.
Yeah, when is this? July 16th? What's today?
Today is June 24th.
It's on a Wednesday.
All eyes. All eyes.
Yeah, that's a good week. That's home run derby, MLB All-Star game, ESPYs.
Yeah.
Really, maybe we should go on a little run. Maybe we should do shows on the road.
Why not?
Is this last year MLB's on ESPN allegedly? What was happening?
Yeah, allegedly. I still don't know if that's really been worked out, but
Because everybody told us that's not going to happen. Like, there might be a little different, but ESPN, there's baseball lovers at very high levels of ESPN and everything like that.
But no, yeah. As far I don't know where it is right now, but as far as I know, it was they paid a certain price and then basically came back to the MLB and like, hey, we need to change the terms of this a little bit.
I feel like we have covered baseball pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
My wife actually brought up the fact that she didn't know that her nickname was Big Thumper.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Me either.
Yeah, so I didn't know it was an actual real nickname either. That's been a fun little development of this particular MLB season. Now, his mom does not like the nickname Big Dumper.
She doesn't love it. That's at least according to his Wikipedia, but she is very thankful that the fans love him enough to kind of bestow Big Dumper upon him.
Big Thumper's pretty good, though, at baseball.
Yeah. He's, I mean, we'll see. This is going to be very interesting. I don't know why people continue to pitch to him the way they do. Like, he's going to start getting a little bit different treatment, I would think. I mean, you just can't throw that,
It's a shot.
87 mile an hour meatball
That's
right
BP
against
right
letter.
there, right?
Yeah, exactly. And he just continues to hit homers. I think he's hit 5 homers in 6 games against the Twins this year, who he went yard against last night. I believe he's got homers in like 5 consecutive games. Like, he is on an all-time heater right now.
He'll be the Derby?
Too.
I hope
they
so.
need big thump.
I would imagine a guy like him probably will be in the Derby this year, but you never know. I mean, there's a lot of guys.
They need that guy pitching to him in the Derby too.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Obviously, through 77 team games, the guy's on a historic pace right now.
Wow.
Cal Raleigh, new star, big dumper. Shohei Ohtani performing, right? Still.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge still performing at a high level.
Dinger last night.
Yep.
I saw somebody hit one out of the city or something the other night. Was that Aaron Judge?
He's had a couple in recent. I mean, that's the thing is guys like him and like Cal Raleigh, even Shohei, like he's so big. If he gets a hold of one, like he's hitting it upper deck or but as
moonshot, Jackie.
The last several days here, guys have been going big fly, hitting like 450 plus foot homers.
Who else?
So hot out.
Say his name. Who else?
Ellie De La Cruz, I think.
Juan Soto's back playing.
Oh yeah, I mean, he is.
Juan Soto's back. You said there was a chance that he was going to get hot. Juan Soto is back to being the baseball player that earned $750 million.
Yeah, he's getting there. He's getting there. He's hitting. They can't beat the Braves, which is a little bit of a thorn in their side because they are in their division. But yeah, Soto's starting to hit. So
I thought the baseballs were down. You can't hit them far.
The seams, right?
Yeah, the seams are different. That's what they're saying.
But it feels like the big boppers, the big dumpers and such are bombing these balls still in big ways.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, if you hit one square, if you barrel one, you're still going to send that a long, long way.
Here's your home run leaders of the 2025 MLB season thus far. Big dump up there at 32. Then all rise for Judge at 28. And then Shohei at 26. I mean, if you were in Schwarbaum down there at 24, if you were to ask the MLB or baseball fans, hey, what would be the most desirable leaders of the home run leaderboard this far into the season, it would be those names right there. I mean, Cal Raleigh out of nowhere, love big dumper as a name. Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, Schwarbaum at the top of that thing. When your stars are performing, it's much better for the sport as a whole, and they've continued to do that. Are we talking baseball during this summertime this year or not?
Well, I mean, it's up to you. If we don't talk about baseball, we really don't have fucking anything to talk about, unfortunately. I mean, things.
Soccer.
The W.
Well, yeah, sure, we can talk about the W, but you got baseball
All-Star games here?
every single day, every
MLB All-Star
single
games
day.
here?
No, I don't know where the MLB All-Star
It's
Game
in
is,
Atlanta,
but
I believe.
They should play at a victory field.
Is Tim Kirchner
AAA field?
bringing it?
I saw Tim
Talking
Kirchner
baseball.
did a podcast with his kid, I think.
Yeah.
That was his kid. I
Tim
thought it was
Kirchner
two of
sound
him.
like.
Tim Kirchner has brought it every single day of his life.
I would
So,
assume
yeah,
so.
Tim Kirchner is still bringing it. And now you could argue, yeah, his son is bringing it as well.
Okay.
That was the first thing I saw when I walked into Thunderdome today. Walked in. Good morning, boys. Good morning, boys. How we doing? Good to see you. You need to see this.
Yep.
Right there. And it's Kirkton and his boy.
Right, on their podcast.
And from what I've been told, the boy sounds exactly like Dad whenever,
No way.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think my impression of Tim Kirchner is very cartoonish, and it's like, okay, that's not. But the way I do it, that's how Tim Kirchner sounded 15 years ago. Like when I was watching baseball tonight, growing up and everything like that, and I had never heard his son.
Great voice and personality for the game of baseball.
Without a doubt, he's the man. He's done a lot for baseball over the course of his career. I'd never heard his son talk before, and boom. Obviously, I'm following Tim Kirchner. I got notifications for every time he tweets, as everyone should if you don't already. And he put out a tweet from a clip from his podcast that he co-hosts with his son, and holy shit, his son is he sounds exactly like Tim Kirchner from 10, 15 years ago. It was great. I mean, it was like the best piece of nostalgia I've ever gotten in my life.
Yeah, they need to know that if they have one podcast fan, it's Ty Schmidt.
Yeah, love it.
If you got 1 million podcast fans, one of them is Ty Schmidt.
Without a doubt.
And he's putting that thing on multiple plays, I do believe.
Oh, yeah.
Should.
Retweeted it immediately.
So we're doing baseball.
Yeah. I mean, again, like you said, if these guys continue to play the way they have been, like the biggest stars, then we'll have stuff to talk about.
Yeah, but what about these umpires?
I mean, they're bad.
Okay, there was an over 1,000 number I seen for mistakes made thus far in the season. I mean, obviously there's a lot of decisions being made by umpires on every single play. Strike, ball, foul, everything, tip, you name it. There's a lot of things. 1,000 wrong, I guess.
Yeah,
Just this week.
1040 last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
The week of June 16th.
I mean,
1,000 wrong in a week?
out of how many though?
Well, and that's,
what's the denominator? Says Darius.
If you watch this video that is playing right now, it was like these are the 10 worst ones, and it's like a lot of these. It's like
who put this together? Umpire, auditor,
Codify, maybe, or
umpire, auditor.
Okay, yeah.
Umpire, auditor say somebody's got to see this. And umpire, auditor, we did see.
That's a great pitch.
Those aren't bad. If that's the fifth worst call of the week, that's not bad.
Like
that's Adam Beck.
Number
it's just strikeouts.
That's a strikeout. Like number 1
How many
and 2.
strikes are they calling balls?
That's outside
We don't
the
care
box.
about that.
Well, yeah, but the box.
Come on, man, he's doing it.
That's on the
They can't see
This
the
is
box.
bad. This one's bad.
Okay,
that's bad. You can see the pitcher.
Oh, he was excited to punch him out, though.
The pitcher walked back to the rubber, though, like, okay, I got to do another one. And then he kind of skips. That one's not great either. But that's a great frame jump.
Yes.
That's a great frame
Full
jump.
count right there. I
Yeah.
love that. I seen the Coastal Carolina catcher go ahead and frame that. He's a one-legged catcher. I see.
Yep.
He said his knees are much better now. He's a one-legged catcher, and he's able to move a little bit more. These umps, though, always going to get called into question because coming off of that College World Series between Coastal Carolina and LSU, when that ump made it all about himself
That
there
was terrible.
and kicked the coach out in his first year there in the national championship in an elimination game for the title, first inning kicking somebody out. That was wild. Now, we were told by Carl Ravitch in a very interesting service conversation where we heard every other word or so.
Yeah, sure.
He said that there was some other stuff going on as well, maybe from the other side. It was very tense from the very beginning. So both parties are wrong, but obviously can't happen in this. MLB umpires, I thought better because we could do this. Can we not do this?
No, minor leagues was dealing with like the challenge stuff. They don't. I think
because you said a couple of those pitches that were outside the box were strikes. I'm not a baseball person. Can you inform me a little bit?
If that's like the fourth inning, that guy is not just going to call that out of nowhere. Like if that's a strike, he's probably been calling that all game. Like that's his zone for the game, and the pitcher understands that.
So if you're a pitcher and a catcher, you're trying to find like a secret spot. Like for instance, when I go into a stadium, I'm trying to find their wind.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find where their wind's going. Okay, for a pitcher and a catcher, you're trying to find what their box is. On that umpire.
What the zone is. So early on, you might throw one like low and away at a guy's knees, and if you get a strike call, it's like, okay, let's hammer that. Like if he's calling that, like that's a very advantageous thing for a pitcher. That's a tougher pitch to hit, obviously, and more times than not, MLB guys, that will be their zone the whole game. Some guys are wildly inconsistent, and it kind of just bounces around. You'll get that, but for the most part, like if a guy's calling that in the first inning, he's going to probably call it the whole game both ways.
Because that's why baseball purists say you can't do it out of the box because it's about the umpire in finding a special.
Yeah, that's
The players need to learn that early too. The players need to know, hey, see, he's calling this. If they're painting the plate on the outside, he's calling that a strike. So you better swing at those things moving forward after the first couple innings.
And that's probably a convo in dugout, right?
Yeah, or just like these guys play with these umpires enough that they kind of know. Like you will see umpires like if a guy's at the plate and it's like a questionable strike and he kind of shows up the umpire and like throws his head back or starts, that umpire might be like, all right, fuck this guy. I'm going to give the pitcher an extra 2 inches or 3 inches off the edge of the plate and maybe ring him up. But like when guys get ejected, when managers get ejected in the majors, more often than not, I think that's like when their team is playing like shit. And they just want to try to give them some extra juice. So they'll go out, and it's like a decision. It's, all right, I'm going to get ejected tonight. With how many games there are, like you really don't see that much back and forth because like guys would hate each other. By the All-Star break, you'd have managers and umpires wanting to kill each other. Like I think they understand that the umpires are like a necessary evil, kind of.
Kind of a Belichickism. He used to always say, going into a game with refs, like do business as business is being done. So if they're letting you get away with some holding and be a physical game, like that's how we're gonna play. And I love that.
Yeah, me too.
I love little gamesmanship with it. You figuring it out, and I think when Skeens was on, he kind of talked about him liking the human ups.
Right.
The conversation always comes in, especially with
Pitchers
baseball.
definitely do.
Replacing with AI, replacing with whatever the tech is behind it, so you don't have to deal with the human error aspect of it. But I'm sure they get it works both ways for batters and pitchers.
Every one of those top 5 that we saw was a pitcher getting a bigger strike zone. Yeah. So I think the pitchers are probably like, we like the human back.
Taught with 2 strikes, protect the plate.
And that is what has changed a little bit is like these accounts that, didn't exist 7 years ago or whatever. So like after every game, it'll give the umpire like an overall grade of how he did. And you'll see like if your team loses by 2 runs, it's like, oh, well, actually, the Pirates today, the umpire gave them they were plus 0.63 runs. So you look at that and it's like, well, yeah, we had an advantage all game. That stuff never used to happen. So I think that's why umpires get called into question a lot more now too.
1,040 in a week.
Yeah, you wonder if baseball has some sort of legacy score for some of these umpires to kind of counteract when they do have that many mistakes.
Tough to figure out.
Yeah, you're saying what's the denominator?
Exactly.
Yeah, how many have they gotten right? Baseball has been good. Congrats to baseball. Let's go back to basketball, shall we? Tyrese Haliburton confirms that he had surgery on his Achilles. He's got a long road back. And the Celtics, who are going to be a part of the most craziest offseason ever, says Sham Charania. Do get started late last night, con man.
Yeah, Drew Holiday traded to the Trailblazers for Anthony Simons and 2 second-round picks. Kind of shocking, at least for a Celtics fan, getting this much in return. I think the 2 second-round picks is probably what you would have thought with Drew Holiday. But getting Anthony Simons, I mean, that is a legitimate dude who can score the basketball. I forget if someone said he averaged 19 last year for the Trailblazers. Now, I'm sure a lot of those games were games where they're just kind of chucking threes, which doesn't matter whatsoever. But funny enough about Drew Holiday is we got him from Portland. Everyone remembers him from Milwaukee, but Milwaukee traded Drew to Portland for Damian Lillard. Celtics get Drew Holiday from Portland, so he's going back there. Probably expecting kind of some of those other guys, Kristaps Porzingis, maybe Derek White, maybe Jaylen Brown over these next few days. But it does seem as though these next 24 hours before the NBA draft tomorrow, some of these dudes who are kind of on the edge, they're definitely going to get moved.
Draft is tomorrow.
Yes,
it is.
Let's look forward to that.
We've been knowing that for a while.
Kevin Durant's been traded. Drew Holiday's been traded. And Brad Stevens up there in Boston is active.
Oh, yeah, and he's going to keep going. Danny Ainge, who was known as one of those guys, and first of all, yeah, you can see all the trades that ended up getting the Boston Celtics both to the finals and to win the finals twice in 3 years. But Danny Ainge, who used to be the guy that no one even wanted to pick up the phone when he was calling, he's now the GM of the Utah Jazz. He said when he stepped down and Brad Stevens took over his job, like, hey, Brad Stevens was born. He's a great coach, okay? He took Butler to the Final Four a couple times. He's turned this Boston Celtics team around, but he was born to be the president of basketball operations, GM in that role. So, yeah, full faith in Brad Stevens getting the Celtics back on track even after the Tatum Achilles.
Shout out to basketball. We're thankful for basketball. This this playoff series run was great for, obviously, Indianapolis and Indiana. Gumpy put out the amount of impressions we had in the month of June thus far just because the NBA. It was like 150 million or something like that. Obviously, thank you to Tyrese Haliburton, the Pacers, and the NBA for helping us out. This was in a 23-day period in June, just basically mostly all basketball.
Oh yeah,
you know, some Panthers conversation in there, obviously with hockey doing its thing, but basketball for us was huge. Now I think obviously it's in the city. We're getting to go to the games. Obviously, we know the people in there, so it's big for us. But it was big for the country as well. I don't know if you saw the numbers for the NBA Finals Game 7, most watched NBA Finals game in 6 years.
Wow.
And obviously the last Game 7 was in 2016. It was 9 years ago. I think anybody that was with the TV networks that everybody thought was colluding with the NBA to pick who wins and who loses and who makes it and who doesn't make it, and everybody that was thinking, oh, it'll be death for the NBA and for ESPN if two small markets get to the finals, what a waste, yada, yada, yada. It was like all anybody wants is a 7-game series. That's all anybody wants. Game 7 is the most marketable word in NBA, NHL, WNBA, you name it. Any of these series of sports. Game 7, as soon as people hear it, they know what the deal is. Up 10% year over year in total viewership. That adds in, obviously, the Game 7 viewership. And although some of the games, I think the first game and the second game might have been down from what it used to be, 7-game series carries in the end. So if it's a bigger market and it goes to 7 games, obviously I think that is most desirable situation if you're looking strictly from a number standpoint. Like New York Knicks going 7 games with Oklahoma City. You obviously have New York and the tri-state area up there following along, but just going 7 games in general, good for sports, good for the NBA, good for ESPN. So shout out to the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers giving us a show, and shout out to Game 7's always being electrifying and always having the buzz still in the sports world.
Yeah, I would love to see, and granted, I don't know if we have the numbers, but whatever that LeBron James Game 7 versus the Warriors was, I bet that was huge because LeBron, of course, but also the 3-1 comeback and everything. And if it was the biggest game in 6 years, that means it was, also when KD during that Warriors series where he tore his Achilles as well, which is wild.
It says the 2016 NBA Finals Game 7 between the Cavs and Golden State Warriors drew approximately 31 million viewers.
Okay, so that's 11 million more than the peak of this one. So, yeah, I'd say LeBron is a needle mover.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Steph, obviously, and Steph, but then that was a good run where,
pre-streaming,
you knew it was going to be either the Warriors or the Cavs for like a 4 or 5 year stretch with how they were. So with this one, you didn't know who it was going to be. You had no idea what you were getting from game to game with this series, and you knew, obviously, Game 7 is going to be a champion that's crowned, and it's going to be a first-time champion, too. So you're going to see history with either the Pacers or the Thunder. So it was dope, man. It delivered with the MVP. So SGA capping off kind of a perfect season.
Yeah, congratulations to the boys being needle movers, and congrats to the NBA having a great playoff run. It was an honor to follow alongside of all of it, and thanks to the NBA and the Pacers for being so damn hospitable to us. Yeah. Well, on that note, the Pittsburgh Steelers have texted and said, no excuses. You have to do a show from Latrobe. So I guess it's been approved.
Oh, we can figure out an excuse.
Yeah, certainly. And we'll put our nose to the grindstone to find one of those.
Yep.
But that would be sweet if we, because I think they have a night practice up there.
They do.
A couple of them. So we go up there during the day and then obviously stay for the night, do some sort of maybe special from the nighttime over there. It's a cool setup, man. A lot of generations and history of fans in Steelers football going through St. Vincent.
Yeah, they do one Friday Night Lights practice a year where the team takes buses over and they get off the bus just like it's a high school football game.
You see that? Nice. That's football.
That's football.
Yeah. Oh, I'm assuming, yeah. I'm assuming there's a lot of oh mama going on. I assume the Sticks people maybe even plugged in out there.
Oh, yeah. With their Sticks beer?
Yeah.
Sticks brew?
Oh, mama beer.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, mama.
Hey, drinking that Latrobe.
More NFL news. Anthony Richardson, quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts, who is in a quarterback competition with Daniel Jones, formerly of the New York Giants, and a quick stint with the Minnesota Vikings, said he will be good to go for training camp with his shoulder injury that knocked him out of minicamp in spring. He seeked a second opinion from Dr. Neil Elitrosh, who did the shoulder surgery. He said, you're good, just a little bit of rest. We have found out now, he says his shoulder will be ready to go for training camp. That's good news. Congrats, Anthony Richardson.
Go AR.
No surgery was required. That was the latest pieces of information. Now the competition rolls into training camp, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, I wonder, is he going to be on some kind of plan going into camp to rest his arm, or is he going to have 2 days on, 1 day off, all of that stuff? I guess they will figure out before they get there, but this is what you want. You want a true quarterback competition. You want both the guys as healthy as they possibly can be going into camp.
I think it's good news that he's ready for camp. I hope he's able to withstand camp.
He needs to play preseason games. A guy like AR, he needs to be in full contact situations. In practice, you don't truly get to see what this guy can do because you don't tackle quarterbacks, but he is an absolute monster with the ball in his hands. You just watch these highlights. We all know the Rocket Army has, but he truly needs to be in a live setting to truly see how great he is.
Not a lot of real football.
No.
Not a lot of real football reps for him through any level.
Yeah, exactly, on every level. So AJ just mentioned the reps count. I hope he's not. He needs all the reps, obviously, to compete and hopefully win this job. If you're a fan of him and his future, you want him to get all these reps. The live reps definitely count. And at the same time, you don't want him taking those extra hits when they don't count. But I hope Five can figure it out. This is a big year for him and Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, he landed on his feet here in Indy, so hopefully we see the best football from him if he wins the job as well.
Yeah, Daniel Jones, got more reps in spring because Anthony Richardson wasn't able to practice for like a week through I think the most important stuff, like the mandatory stuff. They're doing a lot of 11s on stuff. I think Daniel Jones getting very comfortable with Shane Steichen's offense. Obviously, AR has been in the offense for a few years, so we shall see. I think Colts are in a good spot.
It's a big year.
Look out for the Colts, especially in the AFC South. Who knows
top division
what they got going on in Jacksonville. Liam Cohen comes on and Stoner down there with a big brain. Yeah, we like him. Who knows? Tennessee, Cam Ward, yeah, he's a dog. Okay.
Sounds good.
Seems great. And down in Houston? Okay, so C.J. Stroud now has so much more experience than he had last year going in, and D'Amico Ryans is Coach of the Year candidate. And the Houston Texans fans, they're pretty loud.
Yeah.
They were down in dumps for a long time.
Long time.
Now they're on top of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a Houston Texans fan, a man who will be releasing his 5th studio album on Thursday night at midnight. We've got a sneak peek at it. Hey, the ears lock what this man's singing, because this man's voice is glorious. The album is self-titled. His name, ladies and gentlemen, Parker McCollum.
Yeah, Parker.
Hey, Parker.
Thank you. Let's go back to the Texans talk. I love that. In fact, I would love to place a friendly wager on who's going to win the AFC South.
Okay, I would like to do that as well. And it's been a long time since the Colts have won the AFC South. As you voyage back and forth to find center of camera, you had it there early, you moved, then you found it back. That's good. Yep, that's good. Hey, way to deal with a little bit of adversity. I think you did a great job.
It's been a good year. We got a chair with wheels this year, so it's It's good right now. I'm rolling around.
Well, I heard that we will do a friendly wager. The Indianapolis Colts are going to win the AFC South. Okay? No questions asked. We all understand that. We will figure out what will be on the line as the weeks move forward. Let's talk about this album. I think I talked to you relatively soon after you finished this album. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it was shortly after. You were so incredibly pumped about what you put together. You were I think you said it's your favorite album you've ever done. This was immediately afterwards. Do you still feel that way? How awesome has it been telling people about this album, and how excited are you for people to hear this particular album on Thursday night at midnight?
Several questions.
Answer them all, Parker.
Yes, I am so excited still about this record, and that's the first time that I've ever felt that way. Like every record I've ever made, I've immediately walked out of the studio and said, I know what I want to do next time. And yes, so it's really crazy 8 months after we made this record to still, and honestly, I love it even more. And I've picked it apart and second guessed everything about it, and I still am in love with it, which is super rare feeling for me. But I don't know, man. It's I forget the second and third question, but the thing I would like to say about it is that I'm so excited for it to come out. I think one of the other questions was, what has it been like telling people about it? And that's been an absolute grind. I mean, I was in New York, Boston, and LA promoting this record in the last 72 hours. So I'm just very ready for it to be out, because I've answered every question and said everything about it that I could ever think to say.
Okay, well, let's rehash all of those things in this particular conversation. Thursday night, midnight, Parker McCollum releases Parker McCollum, his 5th studio album. When you write something like this, what is the thought process? Are we listening to music? Are we in complete silence? Are we elevated altitude-wise? How do we get into creative mode to create an album, especially one that you said is your favorite?
Yeah, Adderall works great.
Good energy. Good energy, yeah. Lock it.
Yeah, your ability to focus and fall in love with a melody and be emotional about it is crazy. On that stuff, and there's some other things in there. I think you just kind of whatever the day is feeling, whatever you're trying, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking about, being creative that day, but it's I didn't really take any specific type or genre of music to listen to inspire me to write this record. And one of these songs on this record I wrote when I was 15. And then one of these songs on the record I wrote while I was in the studio, sitting on the floor the second day we were there in New York. So it's just it's just from all over the place. And a lot of it I wrote over the course of last year. But I don't know, man. I'm so excited for it to be out so that I can stop talking about how great it is and find out if it really is or not.
It is. We've enjoyed it. We've listened to it a couple of times. We got the link.
Thank you.
Big Sky, I'm a Lonely Man. You wrote that on a plane, I assume?
I did not. I wrote that backstage somewhere on tour last year.
Really? Not on do you write on your plane?
Sometimes.
Oh, I don't know. That sounded like I just spoke. I don't know what just happened there. You write backstage.
Is it hard to write when you sit down with hey, I'm going to write right now, like I'm in the studio, or like you said, backstage, right? Like, hey, here we go. I got a verse here or there.
I never really sit down to write. Every day of my life, I got to pick up a guitar at some point or another, and it might be for 5 seconds, and it might be for 3 hours, and everything in between. So like, there's no formula for me. There's nothing consistent about it. I'm always like, I'm never going to write another song. I don't know what I would write about. And then, it may be in August of this year that I'll write, 2 or 3 days in a row and just can't quit. And that may not show up till January. I've never forced it. I just, when it shows up, and let it ride when it does.
Hey, it's been working. Obviously, you are on tour there with George Strait and Chris Stapleton, and there's some photos coming out of this tour that you look so cool. I don't know. You posted them, and I don't know how long you stare at these photos before you put them up there. That had to feel so cool. Incredibly jacked right now. Obviously, you get a chance to tour around at big-ass stadiums, not to be confused with the Big-Ass Stadium Tour, but You get it with George Strait. How was that experience? And you've been on the road for how long now? Like 10 years straight?
10 years straight, and I feel like we've never taken a week off. But the George show's been dope, man. We played. Well, it's actually done. We're done on that tour now. We start our tour this Thursday night in Virginia. And so, I think we did Buffalo. We did the Bills Stadium, the Steelers Stadium, the Patriots Stadium, and the Eagles Stadium. And it was awesome, man. I mean, it's George Strait and Chris Stapleton playing, every night, and I get to go first and then sit and watch the two of them, every night at front of house for free all night. Actually getting paid to watch them, I guess you could look at it that way. And so I just, when I think back to like being a little kid and like wanting to be a country singer and wanting to do cool stuff and win awards and be on a record label and play shows with George Strait, like that's a cool thing to get to do all of the time.
Yeah.
So it's been dope, but it's over. Or Buffalo or Foxborough this past weekend was our last one.
It was a hell of a run. It's actually been a hell of a year. You know that. Got a new forehead. D-Bud has a question for you.
Yeah, tell me about that Fresh Western. I'm a hat guy. That's a dope hat, dope brand. I know
Thank
you a cowboy hat as well, but I see in this fitted a snapback a lot, man. Tell me about this brand.
Yeah, it used to be Lucchese across that forehead right there, D-Bud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I just launched a new collection with Luke Casey. Actually,
okay,
it'll be my last one with Luke Casey. Really excited about it.
What?
And,
Wait!
A long time coming.
Whoa. We only wear Lucchese boots around here because it was on your hat. So this is the last collection. This is it. This is like Aaron Rodgers. We need to get these boots.
One last go around.
Hey, and you take the boots on another round. Until the last time you take it around, and that's this time. We need to buy these. Boots. Okay, we'll buy these boots.
Right. Dang.
Yes.
We're still allowed to wear Lucchese boots though, because they are very comfortable.
I love them.
Very comfortable.
And I've got enough for a lifetime. So I mean, I'm always going to be wearing them.
Okay, so we don't hate Lucchese. Okay, we like Lucchese.
No, man, that company changed my life, and probably changed the trajectory of my career. If I'm being totally honest. So
shout out we knew Lucchese. We knew Lucchese. We knew they were good people. All right, sweet Lucchese's. Anyways, Fresh Western now.
Yeah, I'm wearing Fresh.
Yeah. So I don't know how to really explain it because we haven't announced anything about Fresh Western, but essentially I've always wanted to own my own company, and it sounds so weird, Pat, but like I love things that smell good. I know that sounds unbelievably weird to say on the Pat McAfee Show, and I'd thought about Fresh Western being like an apparel brand or a hat brand, and then me and my buddy Vic Keller, who owns Christensen Firearms. And we built a really great friendship, and he was the one that was like, "Hey man, what if we made Fresh Western a personal care product brand?" And so, as far as I've gotten with that is I would like to make, and not that I would like to, we are making Fresh Western body wash, and we're in the works of it right now. So sorry, I'm getting a phone call right there, but we're in the works of it right now. Am I sideways or am I horizontal? Am I still
you're good. You're good. Don't freak out. You're doing great.
And so
you panicked.
Right now, these hats, I wanted to start wearing the hats because it's such a good opportunity to, kind of begin and build a foundation for Fresh Western and allow me to take time to like really build this thing in a super genuine, authentic, high executed, well executed way.
Yeah, on the ground.
Me and Vic have really, we've got a great team and we've been cranking out what Fresh Western's ultimately going to become, and I think it's going to be a body wash.
It's a great name, great hat. Great name, great hat. We assume body wash and a personal care brand will also be fantastic, but the hat's a good one.
Hell yeah.
Hat's a good one. It says a lot, but does it? Fresh Western. We doing some ranching? What are we doing?
It could be, it could be some light ranching in there. There could be.
We love it.
We love that.
It's so wide open right now, which is what makes it so exciting and so fun to start this company and something I've always wanted to do. So.
I'm a light rancher myself, as you know. I've wrestled.
I can tell.
You've seen it. I know you've seen it.
I've seen it.
You don't need to theorize about what it could be like with saying I can tell. You've seen it. I don't know if you know South Dakota State rodeo team. They've been national champs 7 times. Tackled steer inside of their barn, I do believe. You take that thing, you shove it down, then you go ahead and take that thing down, and once it gets down, you put it bang.
Boom.
Now we're ranching.
Okay.
Because you don't want that cattle to get out, you see.
No.
Got it.
So we've been building that damn fence for so goddamn long, we don't need that cattle to be running right through it.
You didn't hurt it, did you?
No, never.
Is that South Dakota State the same South Dakota State as the football team that wins the national championship every year?
Bingo. They rodeo and they football.
What's the deal with that school? Why are they just cooking everybody else at everything?
Light ranching.
Light ranching.
Fresh Western, brother.
Makes a lot of sense.
That's what they got going on. All right, the boys have a couple more questions for you. Parker McCollum's 5th studio album, Parker McCollum, available Thursday night at midnight. Connor has a question for you, Parker.
Yeah, Parker, you mentioned it early on, but what are your expectations here for the Texans season? The Patriots got Stephon Diggs. Thank you for letting him go. Really appreciate that. But are we looking at a serious run to the Super Bowl, or is just going to be another boring home playoff game, then lose in the second round again type season?
Whoa.
I don't know if that was a question or a literal attack on the entire Houston Texans football organization, but I have a feeling that the Houston Texans and the Houston Rockets and possibly the Houston Astros are all going to have a ring with another ring for the Astros here very soon.
Wow.
Now, I don't know if that's this season, but I know this football team has the makings of they're so close to being a really, really, really sound competitive football team, and they've been right there the last 2 years. Last year struggled, I think, kind of expected with CJ coming off such a high rookie year and just a record-breaking rookie year. But I think once he settles in, and I think he's going to play like a veteran quarterback, like he did his rookie season, I don't know who in the world is going to play on the offensive line, but we may be so good that we don't even need one.
Love that. No offensive line needed. Seems like it's a good time in football to not have one of those. But with that being said, do you hear how Houstonians are talking down there?
Oh, yeah.
We just traded for KD. What do you think this is? We got C.J. Stroud going into year 3. What do you think this is? We got the Houston Astros. They don't just bang on trash cans. They win some games. You guys are excited.
I wish they would bang on trash cans again. Let's win.
Yeah. Not to mention the Dynamo.
Houston Dynamo is struggling, I think, right now in the MLS. Yeah, I think it's Lou Messi and the boys over there at Inter Miami.
Fair.
Kind of handling it. Dynamo will get back on top, though. I got faith. Good steak places down in Houston. Great steak.
A lot of good food. That's the second time I've ever thought about the Houston Dynamo in my entire life.
What was the first?
Me.
When I very first heard about them.
And then you said, I don't need any more. I'm not going to. That's unbelievable.
I respect that.
Soccer ain't it for me, man. Soccer's not it for me.
Oh, we're about to win a World Cup. Light ranching on a soccer pitch. It's coming to America 2 years. Next year?
Yeah,
Next year. We know.
If USA's playing in the World Cup, I will absolutely watch. But other than that, there's not a hockey game in the world that I think I would go see.
AJ, a couple things we got to clarify.
Soccer, not hockey.
USA will qualify for the World Cup because we're hosting the event. We automatically
But you have
qualify.
to, right? By default, we're in, right?
Yeah, in Parker.
Already in it.
When America's playing, we're going to want to be there. Okay, it's going to be a good time. USA.
I agree with that.
USA. USA. And what I heard is these boys going to represent the country, too. We're not flopping around. We're bringing Mike McCarthy.
I hope so.
Double check that because they're pretty tired the other night.
Yeah, they were a little winded, but it was a lot of humidity, and World Cup's not going to have that. The Super Duper FIFA Club World Cup continues to roll on. Everybody's watching. It's a good time. This is Parker McCollum. His album, Parker McCollum, will be released midnight Thursday. Should be a good time. That's the name of it, right, Parker McCollum?
So the Parker McCollum album comes out Thursday night. The Parker McCollum tour starts Thursday night.
We missed it. Nobody heard the tour. Nobody heard the tour. Uh-oh. They missed it. I don't know if you saw the countdown on your screen or not because the way the phone was sideways or up and down. We missed the countdown. 100% my fault.
Oh, no.
Yeah, nobody knows your tour starts on Thursday in Virginia.
I said it earlier.
It does. Yeah, Parker McCollum tour starts Thursday, and Parker McCollum album comes out Thursday. So
that's some fresh Western right there, brother.
Yeah, it is.
Man, I'll tell you.
I like that photo.
You like that photo?
I do like that photo. Very rare for me to like a photo. I think that one's a nice photograph.
Oh, so you're very hard on yourself, it sounds like, because you heard him whenever he was talking about the album earlier. He was like, never really got out of a studio session and said, yeah, that was good. Every time it's always should do something different. They forced me to release these damn songs, okay? I don't know what to tell you. First time I felt good about it. I don't like looking at photos of myself. One of the most handsome dudes.
Yep.
Of all time.
Big Sky's unbelievable. That's the first song that has sounded like one of those songs from Parker, and it's a very good country.
Big Sky's a great song.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's a banger, brother.
That's a bang.
We listen to it every day.
Thank you.
It is. It's an everyday rotation here at the Thunderdome before the show goes live.
And that's the second song of the show this coming weekend. So
spoiler.
That makes you feel good. Now I'm even more excited to play it.
Maybe you should play it twice.
Once at the start.
And then once at the very end.
Once at the end.
We used to do that back in the day when we only had like 7 or 8 songs that we knew. We would just play them again.
Yeah, because nobody's going. By the end, it's like, oh yeah, now I know the words a little better this time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, playing it again.
You got on that plane right there?
I don't know who's playing that. I don't know anything about that plane.
Did you get on that plane?
I've been on that plane before.
No way, brother. We're past the Wright brothers stage of flying.
Good play.
Shout out to the Wright brothers, though.
Yeah.
Shout out.
A lot of trial and error there.
Think about how many times they were told, nah, way. I'm going to take this thing in the sky, especially with the way it looked.
They're just running down the sand.
I don't understand how somebody hasn't made a major motion picture with A-list actors about the Wright brothers.
Because there were actually 15 Wright brothers.
What's that?
Is that real?
Only 3 left, yeah.
What?
12 of them died.
What? Trial and error?
The hell?
Orville and Wilbur, we know that from Ohio.
Yeah, down there in Kitty Hawk, you're saying it might have been the first flight thing we heard about. It wasn't actually the first, though. There was others.
Yeah, the 3 brothers who lived got a lot of love, but if they were to make a movie about that, it would just be plane crash after death after
I'll tell
plane
you,
crash.
I don't know how the fuck they figured it out. Like flying as it's happening in real time, still to this day, 38-year-old.
Yeah.
Feel like I have life pretty, not figured out, but a lot of shit figured out in this world.
Sure.
Flying makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Still.
I was flying literally an hour ago. I think about this every time I'm in the air, and it's really just a math equation if you think about it. You know, it's just in bigger planes, just a bigger math equation, and the numbers are bigger. But like, it blows my mind that you can get in a metal tube and fly literally around the globe and be unbelievably comfortable and quiet.
And now with Starlink, the Wi-Fi is better than it is on Earth in the plane. It's insane. Every time I mean, there is a conversation with every plane we get on. Hey,
need you here.
Need you, yeah.
Do your job. I'm gonna go get real comfortable in here. Probably eat some snacks.
Extremely high rate of success, which is the craziest part about it. Like it actually works 99.99% of the time.
Let's keep talking about that. Let's not talk about anything else.
Telemetry,
All right, we appreciate you, Parker. Good math equation today. Hopefully, we move some of those Parker McCollum albums. And if you're in a town that Parker McCollum's coming to, he's incredibly handsome and a great showman.
Oh, yeah, he rocks.
He is the rock. You got to bring the
Thanks,
rock.
guys.
Yeah, don't forget to rock.
Hey, we appreciate the hell out of you. You're the man. Good luck with this album. Good luck with everything. And thank you for coming to Big Night in Pittsburgh.
Thank you, boys. Appreciate y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Parker McCollum.
Parker.
Does he own this music? Probably not.
Probably.
I don't know. I thought he did.
That a song he wrote. It was 15 on there.
Yeah, but this is also like promotion, so they can maybe just let it go and not give us a full strike, which is possible, but.
He is with a label.
When I walk into these pine trees,
You hear this?
My first time.
Be a friend, bro. This song's been out.
I just want to see the wild.
Hey, it's a good song. It's a banger. It's a little rocker. He's got a couple songs on the album too that are very stripped down.
Yeah, no auto tune.
Who was saying that?
You know who was saying it?
Who, T-Pain?
No, Ollie Anthony.
Oh,
Yeah, there was a little. He was involved in a
that
little bit of a
fucking
dust
guy?
up. There was a dust up. Somebody said that Parker did modular pedals
Yeah.
for auto tune for his voice whenever he's performing, and Parker didn't take too kindly to that. He's like, "Hey, I take a lot of pride in the way that I sing. It's like kind of his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that."
I love the gamesmanship too. Starting the tour in Virginia, right in fucking Ollie Anthony's backyard. I'm coming to your doorstep, motherfucker. Come on out.
Come listen.
Yep.
You'll hear me actually.
Yeah, wait till you see me rocking.
Well, not only the rock is incredible.
Oh yeah.
But his voice, he's a projector.
Yeah.
I mean, he projects his voice. He sang John Mayer
Right there.
Oh, yeah.
right here. It just no microphone, just like screamed.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the right. It was like perfect. He's unbelievable.
He is.
He's
And
like a
guitar picks flying.
yeah. He'll throw him out to the crowd.
He's a talent.
So many.
The show is worth going to.
Was that Raising Cane's in the bottom of that?
Yeah, sponsored. The tour looks like it's
How
sponsored by
much
them.
money does this guy?
I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. Like, I respect how much money this guy's going on. I wanted to hate it
Jeez.
at the beginning, but now I'm like, this fucking guy's giving back to every community that I know. I appreciate it.
Crazy.
All the athletes.
Everybody.
Big D.
Yeah, you're right. Herbie's boy, D. Got a
D?
deal with Raising Cane's.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I think Ben and Peter potentially got a little Raising Cane's deal, which we love. I've never had it.
It's good.
I've been
Neither have I.
protesting.
Wasn't Sam Reinhart just working a shift there
Yes.
after winning the Stanley
Boom.
Cup?
Yes, he was.
Rhino.
That's what I'm saying. I love this guy. At the beginning, I hated it. And now I see it, I'm like, I fucking kind of like the way this guy's operating. Raising Cane's, you have a good time? Fuck, I got a store. Come have a good time with the fans. I appreciate it.
They started popping up more in South Florida, like a lot of the Chick-fil-A locations. Boom. Raising Cane's right now. You see the lines.
Burger
Like
King.
that.
Exactly. You see the lines the next day, just back Raising Cane's. Boom.
That was Burger King there for a while. They
Yeah.
would let McDonald's do all the market research. Hey, here's a town that would love McDonald's. We need to be right here. And then Burger King, allegedly, I think I've heard this story business-wise numerous times, they would say, all right, we'll let McDonald's, who does all the research, has all the stats, let them do that. And then we'll just park right across the street. Like,
Good move.
Boom. Burgers are wanted here. Got it. We'll do that. I've heard the same thing happens maybe in recruiting.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know, if this person's good enough for this school, he's certainly good enough for our school, right?
Makes sense.
Kind of like the waiver wire. Whenever the Patriots would cut somebody and Belichick was in charge, it's like, yup, you're getting signed here. If it's good enough for Bill, it's good enough here. Not a bad play by Raising
Smart.
Cane's. That's what I'm saying. At the beginning, I wanted to hate the guy. And then I started watching on full. I'm like, I like the way this guy operates.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Fanatics Fest, to be clear. Wanted to hate Fanatics Fest just because, like, this is ridiculous. Let's fix the jerseys. Okay. Let's do this stuff before doing all this shit.
Sure.
Then you see how everybody is there having a good time. It's like, all right, I actually respect it. Respect everything going. Everybody was at that fucking Fanatics Fest.
Everybody.
Everybody was over there. Respect it. Good gatherings. A lot of clean dabs.
Yeah.
How many days was it? Feels like it was like a week long.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It took over.
Like Thursday through Sunday, maybe.
I think Tom Brady won that thing, the Super Duper.
He won the contest. Yeah.
Didn't know who Gronky was though. In the room full of 20 Gronkies.
That was tough.
Broke a
He
Super Bowl
couldn't
trophy.
find Gronky?
Couldn't find Gronky.
I don't believe that.
There's a lot of fake Gronkies in there, too,
Yeah.
be clear.
But he still couldn't find him.
James Harden was there too.
Hulkster.
That was awesome.
Yep.
Clown.
Cena just.
What was he doing?
What?
What do you mean?
Guy's a clown.
He loves Hulkster.
Hulk Harden.
Entire WWE roster there.
It
Felt
did feel like WWE took over there for a bit.
Cody Rhodes, wet ass jumper.
Yeah, and then Cena right behind him, just goofing off on the court.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people watching me.
That was awesome.
Fucking hook shots way over the top of the back. Yeah,
see him
it
hit
was
the
awesome.
I know what
punching
you're
bag?
talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he hit the bag. Boom. Doesn't move. Boom. I didn't know if he was going to say I punched you so hard it bounced back down. I didn't know his angle. And he just says, yeah, I haven't hit anybody in 25 years. Leave. Baseball thing. How can I make this into something?
Yep.
Boom. All six.
Yeah.
I mean, Cena was awesome.
He was.
Cena was awesome.
He was.
That's a good spot for Cena to be.
Oh, especially as a
that's-
heel right now.
Yeah, right in his wheelhouse.
Him spring down the ramp, diving on a Sam Roberts, flipping the table down there at the bottom from Megan, Sam, and Kathy as they're doing the judging. Just like every event, it felt like Cena made it his own.
Yeah.
And we respect that.
Big time.
Tom Brady was good at every event. I don't know how his entrance was. He ripped Eli Manning. Some people you could tell during the WWE entrances at Fanatics Fest, they were shown the actual entrance like maybe right beforehand.
Sure.
Like, hey, this is what happens. Like, got it, figured it out. Like Eli came out to Roman and he walked up and down with his finger up, I think because they told him to do that. I don't think he fully understood that there should be a little bit of a, hey, we should make this a thing.
Dramatic.
Like this is, we're not just walking out all fingers up. So, you can tell a little bit, but I enjoyed everybody's spirit.
Yeah. Tom dropped the title, which was his only mistake that day.
Yeah, he did. And he didn't know when the was going to come, which is a pretty big part of that whole thing.
Kevin Durant coming out to CM Punk was sweet. He hollered, "It's clobbering time." That was awesome.
I didn't see that.
I could have sworn.
I saw it.
Did he have-
know
did he
exactly.
have-
I didn't see
I'm
that.
pretty sure it was out there.
Oh, you made this up.
No. I
You
saw
just
it.
made this up.
No, I didn't. He came out and he did the.
My algorithm would have
can't
shown
remember.
clobbering time Kevin Durant.
Ruben came out and gave him the little watch too. To do
like Heyman
yeah,
would have?
exactly.
What time is it?
Yep.
Right here.
That's pretty.
Did Ruben get some redemption?
Clobbering time. Boom. Yeah, people went fucking ape shit.
Wendy came out to way.
When did he go off the top rope?
Well, it's the big show. That would have been awesome. He comes out in a singlet.
Yes,
a
that
one-strap
would've
singlet.
next year.
We need that.
Next year.
We need that. Jeez Louise. Looked like a good time over there. Happy everybody seemingly had a blast. I enjoy anything that brings a little bit of a smile. Now let's get the fuck out of here. Okay? Feels like we did it today.
Yeah, it was a good day.
What are we shooting for here?
Great day. What did we shoot for yesterday?
This is Parker McCollum's tour being the best tour he's ever done.
Boom. Here we
There it
go.
is.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Thursday.
going well.
Money.
I felt a lot of pressure for Parker there.
Wait, hold on a second. Did you do a mid-show shoe change? Did you do a mid-show shoe change?
What's that? Yeah, I did. I got low socks on, low-cut
okay.
socks on.
Yeah.
The high tops were digging into my
That
head.
the worst.
Yeah, I couldn't take it anymore. Middle of the Aaron Rodgers interview, I was walking around here on the court, and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, I don't have to
just
live like
realized.
this. I don't have to live like this. So I wouldn't put low tops on. Lombo sent me those UNC
Yeah, those are sick.
Jordans.
It's been quiet over there.
Very quiet.
Which
I
is
like
good.
that. Yeah, I like that.
I think they probably feel the same way. I assume they're working. They got a quarterback, I think, right? Didn't they get a...
Yeah, from Georgia State, I believe. He was their starter last year. He's pretty good. They're talking a lot about the 2026 class, though. So
Yeah, so one of the quarterbacks they signed is at Elite 11, and he wasn't like the top guy there, but he is like he's going to end up probably being like a 5-star recruit by the time like he does all this shit.
So they're looking at building.
yes,
Yeah.
It's hard to keep guys. You got to find the right guys.
yes,
Like Ryder Lyons, I assume he's going to BYU regardless.
yes.
But like a Ryder Lyons type player that doesn't have the connection to BYU that he does through his religion, like he goes to BYU now, there's a chance 2 weeks into that thing.
Yeah.
This ain't what I signed up for.
The kid that Lanning jumped into the pool with, and then he committed to Oregon and then decommitted. He just committed to Texas yesterday. So yeah, you got to full hands
to
on deck.
be clear, if you got a lot of moxie and pizzazz, you can really gas that entire situation up.
Yes, you can.
Let's jump in a pool. Yeah, I'll go to your school. Next place.
Just
Hey,
mess with every coach.
Let's go to a concert together, front row, backstage. I'll go to your school. Hey, let's go to a Lambo dealer. I'll go to your school. I mean, it'd be hard not to game the situation.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably a pretty easy thing to do at this stage. We've seen what college coaches have done in the past whenever it wasn't as money-driven in recruiting. Singing,
Yeah.
baby,
Yeah, Tom Herman.
baby, baby, oh. You heard this?
No, I haven't seen that.
Guy asked him to sing Baby,
He did it.
and he recorded himself singing it.
And he
Gotta
said
do anything.
it sounded good.
How do you coach that kid when he gets to campus?
Well, you just tell him I ain't treating you like a baby, 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 oh. You're a man now.
I guess it's true.
And they're just going to play. I would just play that. Is this you?
Yep. Just you.
Shut up. Let's go to
We like the song, by the way. We're just saying, like, these
Great
college coaches willing to do whatever to recruit these kids is cool, and it's full commitment. But it's also going to be tough, to your point, you know. They got to figure it all out.
They do.
They will.
Is Beebs all right?
Yeah.
I hope
No, it's
so.
all-
Beeb's going to be all right.
I'm a big fan of Biebs. I hope so too.
Biebs been around most of my life.
Bangers.
Being famous.
Bangers.
Bangers.
Me too.
Worked his ass off, I think. Back in the day. I assume now he's a little bit quieter, and then he gets real loud out of nowhere, drops an album, and then he kind of disappears a little bit. Whatever makes Biebs happy. Thanks for your contributions to society, Biebs.
Absolutely, Biebs.
Drummer. Good drummer.
I get the paparazzi stuff too. Like he's just fucking out there and like
Aaron hates
yeah,
it.
that's what I mean. Like you could understand how like that would it'd be hard not to just start swinging on those people like when they just won't leave you alone.
Now,
ever.
granted, you're lucky to be in a position that is the case.
For sure.
So that's always the hard balance. Like for Aaron, him being like, stop talking about me, it's like you've gotten to a point where you are a notable individual in society. Like, sucks what is also the drawbacks to that. Like, for instance, and once again, this is just me speaking from my own personal experiences. Like, I just know everywhere I go, there's probably going to be somebody that's looking at me. And I'm nowhere near as famous as Justin Bieber or Aaron Rodgers. But whenever there's actual cameras pointed at you everywhere you go, that's a whole different level of like, I know random people are looking at me when I walk into a place. I know they're watching every move. If I slip up, I know it's happening. Having actual...
When you walk like 10 feet from your door to your car, like every time you go outside, that would be
actually being documented, and like every single move, like Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, every move they make outside in public is hyper analyzed. Is he? Are they happy? Is he happy?
Right.
Are they happy?
Can't ever have a bad day.
Or not only can't have a bad day, can't have a bad moment.
Yeah.
What if you have a couple drinks?
Right.
And like just maybe eyes blinking. Like, are they okay? Is he okay? Is he fit? Like. It's crazy. That's a crazy level of
people around you, too. You know, kids,
Peaking.
friends.
Oh, you're talking about
loved ones. Like they're not signing up for it because when you go on and you do great things, you kind of know that kind of comes with it. But then the people around you, like I couldn't imagine that being your life for. Shit, we talking about Biebs. That's been since he was 12.
Yeah,
like, he's been one of the most famous people in the world. Aaron, since he was in his early 20s, like that. Yeah.
And once again, for Biebs, it was a good thing he was the most famous person in the world because he could sell out arenas whenever he was a teenager, and could still if he wanted to. I assume he releases an album and said he was going to do arenas. He would still be able to do arenas.
Yeah.
Like that's a good thing that many people know you. The drawback is obviously people are going to want to know everything about you, and it sucks. We're not saying it's a good thing. We're just saying it's a reality. This is reality of the situation. Sam hates it.
Yeah.
My wife, when we're at dinner, boy, people just walk up to us while we're eating. I'm always like, "What's up, Beast?" Sam's just sitting there. Can we have our fucking chicken parmesan, or you gotta wait for? I don't want to interrupt. Always people's first line. Sam's like,
Oh, perfect.
You don't want to
See you later.
Okay. So she never says anything, but it's always like you can see her like, okay. And then the selfie thing is cool. Like I don't mind that. I'm very appreciative when people do it to me. Once again, Bieber, Aaron, different level of everything. It is interesting when, like people unload a lot of information on people too, whenever they're in public. It's like I learn a lot very quickly about a lot of people, like a lot. And it's holy fuck, I'm so sorry. Okay, yeah. And then we're back to chicken parmesan. And it's like, does that person have the worst life in the history? How does everybody in their family have some sort of disease that they're going to die? I am so sorry for that person. And then Sam's like, they didn't want to interrupt though. And it was like, well, geez, I'm happy we learned that was possible. And it's a whole thing. Like every time it's like a whole thing. I couldn't even imagine though, if every step you took was it's a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
It's a gift and a curse. It's the way it goes. This is for the paparazzi to stop following Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
I didn't like that.
Go ahead. Just go ahead and shoot the air ball.
Air ball?
No chance.
Bad vibes.
What?
This is for Aaron.
It's going
For Aaron.
He's so mad. They were up on that cliff. He's just trying to fucking walk his dog. It's for you, Aaron. Oh, mama. Oh, fuck me.
Yep. Oh,
Shoot the air ball.
I think
so sorry, Aaron.
I think if you would have said paparazzi's going to stop once he gets to Pittsburgh, then that because they don't exist in Pittsburgh. Because
That's true. They move, brother.
No,
They will.
the Inters will punch them in the mouth if they're bothering their quarterback.
Hey, what the fuck is this?
It's in California.
You work
Right.
for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette? Who do you work? Who do you work for? TMZ. TMZ's been doing it a long time.
Oh yeah.
All right, this is for no paparazzi.
Not in our town.
Okay.
Any of our 5 towns.
Do you have any predictions?
Nope.
It's going in.
Swish.
Bingo.
It's for the entire world.
Okay.
Entire world.
Oh, boy.
International ball.
We needed that right now, Pat.
United States.
Well, I heard there was.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I'm done. All right, let's get out of here. I heard there was a time where everybody was getting along.
There was a quick.
There was a time
second of
everybody
time.
was getting along. I heard, from what I read.
Not happy with either.
Oh, yeah.
The fuck's going on? The world peace.
You did it.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change your life. The universe baller just told us the world peace is about to happen.
Bingo.
Happy we can contribute to society just a little bit. We'll be back tomorrow. We're in this thing together. Team on me, team on three. 1, 2, 3. Team. Goodbye.